At the same time this man was viewing his test results online, this woman got a call from her personal health coach. While he was meeting his new specialist at the Cleveland Clinic, she was emailing her doctor. So what exactly is your health plan doing for you right now? Kaiser Permanente. The health plan ranked first or second in the region for the past 3 years. Helping you manage costs, helping your employees manage their lives.
At Time Warner Cable, we bring you super fast internet with Roadrunner High-Speed Online. It's faster than DSL, with additional features like commercial-free Roadrunner radio and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Won't get all that from the phone company. Switch today and get Roadrunner High-Speed Online, plus cable and home phone service, together for one low price, all on our advanced fiber network. Get Roadrunner High-Speed Online with plans starting as low as $14.95 a month. Call 1-800-ROADRUNNER. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
You never dreamed it would happen. You still can't believe it's true. You tried to stay calm, act cool, but you just had to let it all out. Because Cash Explosion Double Play is back. Same great game, same great prizes, same $1 ticket. Don't miss the return of Cash Explosion Double Play, Saturday, October 6th at 7:30 p.m. on your local Ohio State Lottery TV station. Hey, we missed you too.
Jessica Seinfeld reveals the secret that changed her family's life. Next, Oprah.
The following is a special presentation of ESPN on ABC.
A battle of unbeatens in West Lafayette, Indiana. Ohio State linebacker James Laurinaitis brings his game face to Purdue. And no surprise, Buckeye coach Jim Tressel is stalking still another Big Ten championship. They face a Boilermaker team that's molded in their head coach's philosophy. Purdue coach Joe Tiller changed offensive football in the Big Ten forever. Tonight, the Buckeyes face Air Purdue. Say Ohio State, and that's enough said. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Tradition.
One of the top teams in the Big Ten.
But look who's been making their own statement this season.
Undefeated. Undefeated.
5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
The Boilermakers know how big this one is.
If we come out this win, they're going to have to respect us.
This is our game.
This is our night. This is our season.
It's going to be fun.
How do you like that? Woo!
Whoever comes out of this game is in good position to win this Big Ten.
Purdue touchdown. Ohio State wins.
After tonight, only one will be left standing.
The battle for the Big Ten title takes shape tonight on Saturday Night Football. You are looking live at Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana. The Ohio State Buckeyes live under the bright lights, but are the Purdue Boilermakers ready for prime time? We're about to find out as we welcome you to Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. The crowd is ready, folks, as we welcome you. Kirk Herbstreit up here from Baton Rouge, where game day was earlier today. I'm Brent Musburger. A couple of questions now. Wisconsin, the number 5 team, lost to Illinois. So what about the number 4 team, Ohio State? Are they that good?
Well, I think tonight we find out a lot about Ohio State. They moved up to number 4, obviously, in the rankings this week. But by far, this will be their biggest challenge at this point in the season. They have a young team on offense. They're not used to playing in this kind of climate. How do they handle the adverse conditions will be a big key in tonight's game, especially the quarterback.
And Kirk, by far, this is the toughest test Purdue has had this year.
Yeah, it is a very tough test, but I think Purdue's been waiting for this opportunity. After they lost to Wisconsin all the way back in 2004, this program has been suffering. They've been waiting for this kind of game to send a message that the Boilermakers are back. We'll see.
As you know, there have been any number of matchups today of teams in the top 20, but this is the only one that matches 2 unbeaten teams in the top 20. And when it's all said and done, who will celebrate?
being put to the test. Welcome to the Terror Dome, now you're on your own. We gon' see who regulates and who gets to celebrate.
You're watching ESPN on ABC.
I gotta take it all. I wanna live my life before it's
The Pontiac GXP Performance Series isn't faster than the speed of light. But one is faster than a Porsche Boxster. And another is faster than a BMW X5. The Pontiac GXP Performance Series, designed for action.
Tuesday, make a man day and share a ride with television's newest comedy hit.
I'm all right. I'm okay. I get hit by cars a lot.
Carpoolers, Tuesday, 8:30, 7:30 Central, following Cavemen on ABC.
Car from out of nowhere hit me in the front. My whole life just shattered.
Almost $80,000 in doctor's bills.
Yeah, I thought I was going to lose my house and you know, everything I had worked for.
The insurance companies will screw you around.
You need somebody that you can trust when you're that scared.
So I called Tim.
He took care of everything. I never worried again.
Tim Misney made them pay.
Tim Misney made them pay.
If someone has made you a victim, call me. I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay.
Hey, we have your room ready for you. Introducing the all-new Mercury Sable. With room to spare in here, here, and here. Sable has award-winning safety and gets 28 mpg highway. Plus, with a navigation system, you'll find even more wide-open spaces. Mercury Sable is smarter through and through.
Lease the all-new Mercury Sable with 0 down for just $299 a month. Just sign your name and drive away.
You've got to put Mercury on your list.
Life comes at you fast, but with Nationwide Blue Ribbon Claim Services, you don't have to worry. That's why 9 out of 10 people who filed a claim with us recommend Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
Catch Toyota Sports Sunday at 11:32 on News Channel 5.
ESPN on ABC. It's a battle of titans in the Big Ten, both unbeaten, Ohio State and Purdue. And it is Saturday Night Football, and it is coming up next. John Saunders, Craig James, and Doug Flutie. We have plenty to get to, including talking about that game. But as Brent mentioned earlier, there was already an upset today, and it involved a Big Ten team. Wisconsin loses to Illinois. Eddie McGee goes in from 5 yards out, 31-26. And Oklahoma against Texas. Sam Bradford made the difference, 35 yards to Malcolm Kelly as Texas loses to Oklahoma.
10 of 18 first half came out, hit 10 of his first 11 to start the third quarter. The young redshirt freshman did a heck of a job.
And as you can see, not the only teams with numbers next to them that are struggling or having problems going down. Look at number 12, Georgia. Gets absolutely blown out by Tennessee. And Virginia Tech, although they are ranked higher than Clemson, they are still knocking out a team in the top 25 brutally. No chance of seeing that in this game, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think this is a game where you got to really come out and you got to see a great ground game effort. Beanie Wells has to get after it on the ground, get after him, run hard, and keep the ball away from Curtis Painter.
Yeah, Curtis Painter's the man on the other side for Purdue. 18 touchdown passes this year, a passing team, only allowed 4 sacks. Great job up front. They're explosive.
All right, we're going to find out who's the best in the Big Ten. Right now, let's join Brent Musburger. All right, John, a week ago, Purdue buried Notre Dame, and now they will come out and see what they can do against the Ohio State Buckeyes. The crowd is ready here in West Lafayette. How about you? Settle in, folks. It's ESPN on ABC coming up.
We went around swapping people's vehicles for 1 week. We didn't tell them we were from Ford. We told them it was market research.
My name is Brenda, and I came to swap my Toyota Camry for a Ford Fusion. Bye! Well, I love the grille and the lights. If I had to use one word to describe the Ford Fusion, I would say that it's stylish. I really like it. It's really elegant inside. But then again, it's also sporty from the outside, so I think it really reflects the type of person that I am.
Swap your ride. Visit a Ford dealer or go to FordChallenge.com.
Good, Aaron. Cow. Cow. Yes, sweetie. Cow.
Cow.
Paul, where are the burgers?
For breakfast, try Chick-fil-A's tasty chicken biscuits, chicken minis, or breakfast burritos.
Hey, boss. Do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah.
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Nice try, boss.
Nah.
This dog ain't going home until he gets his bone. Hey, they said that way be okay. So when he's home alone, he's barking nothing.
The new Dell XPS M1330, designed for performance. Powered by Intel Centrino Duo. Dell, yours is here.
This telecast available on ABC HD, presented by DLP HD DV. Hot, I mean real hot for October in Midwest. We're happy we're playing a night game. Even at that, it's 84 degrees and clear skies ahead. The third member of our team, Lisa Salters, down below. Let's check in with Lisa.
Well, Brent, after yesterday's walkthrough, Joe Tiller called his team to the middle of the field, and he said, look, guys, this game is going to be about perseverance. Not talent so much, but about how we finish the game. And he told us the same thing when we spoke to him. He said, look, obviously, Ohio State is more talented than we are, but I'd like to think that the fact that we have so many seniors on the field, that will go a long way. And in fact, it is the most experienced team that Joe Tiller has ever had. 21 seniors on the depth chart. He told his players early in the week, this game will define who you are individually as players and us collectively as a team. Hopefully we respond the right way. Brent?
And Lisa, Purdue has won the toss. No deferring for Montana Joe Tiller. The old Bobcat said, we want the football. And he's got Bryant and Tardy back deep inside the 10-yard line with Andrew Good kicking it off here for the Buckeyes, and we're about to get started. Battle of the unbeaten.
Interesting, Purdue wins the toss and wants the football here against this Ohio State defense. It's the matchup that we want to see.
Underway. A beautiful booming kickoff. It'll come out on the 20-yard line. Now, Kirk, let me ask you about Curtis Peter, the Boilermaker quarterback. What do you make of this lad?
Well, I think he's off to a great start in his senior year. And the one thing about Curtis Painter is he has a lot of experience. He's a hard worker. Last year, he threw a lot of interceptions. He had 19. This year, he's off to a great start, he's making more of his opportunities, much fewer mistakes because of only having 3 interceptions at this point.
Joe Tiller with 3 wide receivers and a very talented tight end. Almost intercepted. Let's meet the rest of this offense, and here's their 5 wide receiver, Dorian Bryant.
Starting off with our starting quarterback, number 12, Curtis Painter.
hands the ball off to Corey Sheets, our explosive running back. Moving on to the guy outside of me at wide receiver, Greg Orton, the Moss Master. Onto our offensive line, Robbie Powell in the middle, paving the way for all of us little guys to run around.
And all those little guys run around behind a veteran offensive line. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Inside handoff now to Corey Sheets, his first carry, and Laurinaitis is in defensively. Now, to introduce us to their defense, let's bring up the Buckeyes' outstanding play-by-play announcer who's going to that state's Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Here's Paul Keels.
On the Buckeye defense, Vernon Golston playing again like an all-conference performer. All-American linebacker James Laurinaitis following up his great season of a year ago in a secondary that's led by lockdown corner Malcolm Jenkins.
Thank you, Paul. And already Laurinaitis in on his first stop of the night. Here Purdue on 3rd down. Caught for the first down. Working on the near side to Greg Orton, the junior from Dayton, Ohio.
Well, the timing between Curtis Painter and talked about his experience and his group of wide receivers, his top 7 receivers from a year ago come back. Coaches tell me that the timing in this offense, the rhythm of this offense is essential. If he's just a split second late, it's an interception there by Chikwa, but he gets it off on time and picks up a big first down here for Purdue's offense.
Chikwa, the nickel man. Malcolm Jenkins frequently lines up at safety. He's number 2. He's very talented. And the Boilermakers pound back with Corey Sheets, the senior. Out of Connecticut, Manchester, Larry Grant, number 6 in there. There is Jenkins, a picture of perhaps the best defensive back in the Big Ten. I say just perhaps. There's some other fellows that are pretty good, but he's certainly one of the best.
Talk about his versatility, going from being one of the top corners in the conference to when they play nickel, which they've been in every snap so far. He's back on a hash mark. It's very tough for most corners to be physical enough to be able to play safety.
Here's Painter. Offensive line giving him time, and he snaps one to Orton for another first down. That was Chikwa, redshirt freshman from Florida.
This is Curtis Painter in a nutshell right now. He's making quicker decisions, and when you're a quarterback with a lot of experience and you make quicker decisions, it makes it much easier to throw the football. Simply looks off to his right, looks into the Ohio State defense, sees Larry Grant, a linebacker, slide out to the flat, and once he does that, he realizes he has his man open right in the middle. But it's the quick decisions there from Painter.
He has passed for 2 first downs, and the right side of the offensive line, a false start on Zach
snap.
Jones.
False start, offense, number 61. That's a 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
He's a 6'5 junior. He's out of Plainfield, Indiana, and this, of course, the big bugaboo. Even for home teams, when there's a lot of noise, you've got the anxiety of the offensive linemen when they set down for Joe Tiller or any other head coach, and they break. They're so eager to move off of that ball, sometimes pass block, and it is such a killer penalty. First down and 15. The bunch is on the left.
Head!
Looking for the solo man down right. He's going to throw this away. He'll live to fight another day, and it'll be 2nd down and 15.
Ohio State with a spread attack from Purdue is going with 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs. Jim Haycock, the Ohio State defensive coordinator, feels that mixing up the looks and getting the speed, the athletic ability of the linebackers, and especially the secondary on the field to defend the 4 wide receiver look from Purdue, very important to give themselves a chance to stop them.
You saw number 1, Marcus Freeman. Remember that name. He's a fine linebacker for the Buckeyes. There he is making the stop on cue, and Marcus Freeman brings him right down. So when we talk about strength versus strength, and Kirk has mentioned the linebackers, and he's mentioned this Purdue offense. There you can see in the Big Ten, the defense of the Buckeyes over there on the left, the offense for Purdue on the right. So we definitely have strength on strength right now for this 3rd down coming up, Kirk.
And you also have a great deal of experience for both sides there. Purdue returning 9 starters, Ohio State really bringing back the entire defense from a year ago.
Cameron Hayward, the fine freshman rushman, checks in for the Buckeyes. They throw in underneath, short of the first down. They drop it off to the tight end, Dustin Keller, and Larry Grant defending him. So, Kirk, let's talk about Cameron Hayward, number 97, who was on for his first snap. Ironhead Hayward, the late character, fine running back, played in the National Football League, and his son will come in and out as a defensive end right now for them. And
rare to see a true freshman get an opportunity, but with Lawrence Wilson's injury early, he's been pushed into action.
So we're about to see the Buckeyes for the first time. This takes a Boilermaker bounce, and it'll be down inside the 15-yard line. Jared Armstrong buries Ohio State and Todd Beckman. When we come back, we'll meet the Bucks. You're watching ESPN on ABC.
We're not going to make it.
Can you get us to the airport in 15 minutes? Cheaper than a change fee if we miss our flight.
As with all airlines, it may cost more to rebook your flight, but on Southwest, we never charge an additional fee.
You are now free to move about the country.
The Ford F-150 has massive lower front control arms and rear shock absorbers mounted outside the frame rails, giving it the highest available payload in its class. Giving you unbelievable handling and control. Now that's forward thinking.
Oh, nice place. I'll get us some Bud Lights. I'll take the stairs. I forgot the glasses.
It's pretty funny.
Not bad. Watch this. I'll take the escalator. Done!
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
I'll go down and get dinner.
It's the biggest new comedy hit since the Ice Age, and now's your chance to join the club.
Not a
club. Make a mandate for cavemen. Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC. Start here.
Folks, take a look at that end zone down to our right down here. There are thousands of Ohio State fans here tonight wearing the red. They are right behind the Buckeye huddle, and they've got some of the Buckeye maniacs here tonight. Todd Beckman brings the offense up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Chris Beanie Wells with the first carry. And let's go back to Paul Keels to introduce the Ohio State offense.
Ohio State's offense is led by quarterback Todd Beckman, who's #1 in the conference in passing efficiency. Tailback Chris Beanie Wells with 4 straight 100-yard rushing games. And on the offensive line, 5th-year senior and local media favorite Kirk Barton.
And our starting lineups presented by Dell here tonight on Saturday Night Football. 2nd down and 5. Jim Trussell opens with 1 back. H-back look on the tight end and 2 wides. Play fake. Beckman's first pass is for the first down. Robisky to the 27-yard line, and Terrell Vinson, the senior corner from Irvine, California, defending Robisky.
Nice simple throw here for Todd Beckman. Mentioned his youth. I mean, he is 23 years old, but young as far as opportunities to get out there and play for Ohio State. And nice simple throw here for him to try to find his rhythm and settle down on the road against this Boiler defense and deal with this crowd.
From the 27, behind Todd, rolling hard to the right on the throw, complete, and 8 yards. And now let's meet the defense, and here is Cliff Averill.
Behind the action, Brandon, looked like Ohio State's going to get caught for a late hit. Looked like Steve Raring hit a Purdue player after the whistle was blown.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, offense, number 71. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Steve Raring, the left guard.
So you negate a big gain. And again, it's all about trying to create some rhythm. We saw Purdue make a mistake to set themselves back, and after a nice completion on 1st and 10, Ohio State now sets themselves back for 2nd and 17.
Going deep. Penalty flag. 15 yards and a 1st and 10. Brian Hartline was fouled by Royce Adams.
Pass interference, defense number 10, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot with an automatic first down.
One of the things, Brent, that Ohio State has to show the ability to do is throw the ball vertically. And that time Adams put his arm right around Hartline as Hartline was going up for the catch. He felt he didn't touch him, but you could see in the replay that the left hand came around the waist of Hartline. But Ohio State's deep ball, which is the best throw that Todd Beckman has in his arsenal, important tonight to open up those running lanes for Beanie Wells.
Ball spotted at the Buckeye 35, 1st and 10, Ohio State.
To an odd shift late, incomplete. Robisky the intended target, and now let's go to Cliff Averill.
Starting lineup for the Purdue defense. Right next to me, you got Alex McGee, the real A-train. For the linebackers, you got Josh Ferguson, a.k.a. Fergalicious from Florida. And for the DBs, you got Terrell Vincent, a.k.a. TV, trying to shut them boys down there. And you got Justin Scott, a.k.a. Bo, the hard-hitting demon.
The defense now looking at a 2nd and 10 for the Bucs. Beanie explodes close to midfield. Chris Wells, the sophomore from Akron, and Justin Scott forced to make the stop.
Well, Beanie Wells has been talking a lot about his ankle bothering him. In fact, he's walking off the field right now. But the offensive line for Ohio State is a great strength. Jim Tressel told me this week, mentally, it's probably the best offensive line that he's had since he's been at Columbus coaching for Ohio State. But the ankle of Beanie Wells could become a huge story in this game. It's been bothering for the last few weeks, and he's now checked out of the game.
Putting Maurice or Mo Wells in, and here he is. You can recognize him with a hairdo, folks. He crosses midfield, first down, breaks to daylight. And he's just short of the 30-yard line. Brandon King, the free safety. That's 21 more rushing yards, and Brock Spack's defense back on its heels.
Well, they are back on their heels, and I think it's the combination. Ohio State's coming out throwing the football, but what a block by the fullback Johnson, number 49, right there to open it up to the outside, and then the receivers. Hartline picks up a block. Robisky downfield trying to pick up a block. Anytime you see a running back pick up big yards, you know you have to have outstanding perimeter blocking, and Ohio State's receivers showing that right there.
Going deep and incomplete. Robisky being defended. There was some bumping with Vincent, but no flag this time. And there's the deep ball, Kirk, you spoke about.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see more and more of that. The reason is Purdue has to get an extra man down in the box to try to slow down Ohio State's powerful running game. So if it's one-on-one on the outside, Jim Tressel feels that Todd Beckman can throw it downfield. And Ohio State is not just going to run the football this year with Todd Beckman as a first-year starter. Look at the incredible balance of running and throwing. There's Beanie Wells getting that ankle checked out by the Ohio State medical staff.
On 2nd and 10, short of the first down. Caught at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down as Stanford Kegler defended Hartline that time. So the fine senior linebacker from Indianapolis was all over the receiver, and this will put the Buckeyes here in a 3rd down play for the 26-yard line. Kirk, they need to reach the 21.
Brent, we mentioned in the open how Purdue has been suffering a bit the last couple of years and been waiting for an opportunity. Brock Spack, the defensive coordinator, former player of the Boilermakers, feels very confident with this group because of the experience that they bring back. They have 7 senior starters. It's a big play for them.
Torrey Williams checks into the secondary on this 3rd down. End zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. Ray Small, the sophomore from Cleveland, working against Royce Adams, and I'm sure that replay will take a look to make sure The 1 foot is down in bounds.
It looked like he got one and then maybe a second.
No question.
Yeah, one's down. The left foot is down. But, you know, it's interesting. In the first drive, Brent, that Ohio State has decided to come out 3 or 4 times. They're trying to get the ball downfield to try to challenge this Purdue secondary. The only question is, did he bobble the ball? It's like he secured it. I'm sure they'll take a look at that.
No. Extra point is good. So Ryan Pretorius adds the extra point. Ohio State strikes first.
The Ford F-150 has massive lower front control arms and rear shock absorbers mounted outside the frame rails, giving it the highest available payload in its class, and giving you unbelievable handling and control. Now that's forward thinking.
With Verizon Wireless, Brent Hardy can send text, pics, and video messages unlimitedly. And during prom season, that's exactly what he did, sending proposals, photos, and proof of dance skills to everyone in the Tri-County area. Now Brent has options, because Brent has the Verizon Network and the new Verizon Wireless Premium Plan with unlimited messaging, navigating, access to videos, and more, all included. Sign up today and buy the sleeker Razr 2. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Visit southwest.com. Verizon Wireless. Ford, bold moves, they happen every day. And Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
Now, there's some great pizza in college football, folks, but here in West Lafayette, you just stop by Bruno. That's where all the... Bruno, how you doing, man?
Really? It's like you've made it in there a few times.
Indeed. Steve Lavin and I go down there during the basketball, so he keeps that thing open for us a little bit down there.
I'll join you post game.
That's good.
Let's do it.
The Paso with the ball on the tee to kick it off. It drives one out of the end zone. Back to the touchdown, Kirk.
Well, again, Todd Beckman has the ability to throw such a fine deep ball. He gets back, he's in rhythm, puts it to the outside shoulder, and for Ohio State fans, they've known a lot about Robisky and Hartline, but to see number 4, Small, out of Cleveland Glenville, step up and make a play downfield, fans have been waiting for Small to be the next Teddy Ginn, and anytime you see him make a play like that, they get excited. He did secure the ball and get his left foot in for the touchdown.
That big-time catch, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, here's Curtis Painter now. We'll see if the Boilermakers can answer the bell. There's a 3-down lineman look.
Head!
Bring a linebacker. They hit Painter on the release. 2nd down and 10. And that was Marcus Freeman. Freeman and Laurinaitis are the 2 best blitzing linebackers on the Buckeyes. Well, both of them can do it.
Freeman is going to come around and get the pressure. I think it's a little bit of confusion. You have an odd look up front. See how the offensive lineman gets a little confused? Sester comes down because he sees Freeman aligned right in the middle of that defense. He just comes right around and has a clear shot to the quarterback.
Corners pressing, Sheets going nowhere, and Freeman again, who's off to a great start defensively here for the Buckeyes and Jimmy Haycock.
You touched on Freeman, Brent, a couple times, and it led to a few plays for him. You know, he has really improved this year as a junior. Really, especially the last couple weeks, he's been more physical. It's almost as if he's seeing the field much better. He's playing faster, and he just is turning it loose, which is a breath of fresh air for Jim Heacock and Luke Fickell.
Boilermakers look a little confused here.
Heads!
On third down. Terrific coverage that time. There was no daylight over there for Greg Orton. And Washington, Donald Washington, the sophomore from Indianapolis, he had really covered him up.
That's a play that Purdue will have to hit. If Greg Orton is alone one-on-one with Donald Washington on the backside, away from the three receivers, they've got to be able to convert one-on-one, or it'll be a long night for Purdue's offense.
Small is back on the field again. He's back there with Hartline to return this punt. Not a good punt. Downed at the 41-yard line. So Jared Armstrong a little shaky here at the start, and a short field to work with. You're watching ESPN on ABC.
Honey, hey, listen, I'm out here with the guys, and they're really pushing me hard to come back and play another season in New York. What do you think?
Are you kidding?
Just say no. Just say the word no, and I'll stay retired. Just say no, and, you know, I won't do it. Okay, great then. Guys, I'm back. She's so happy, she's speechless.
The network you can trust, AT&T. Now buy one Nokia 6555 and get one free.
What about last quarter? Sales?
Yeah.
4.6 million. Is that gross or not? That was net. I bet you get a nice bonus. So it's good. Again, that's very impressive. We're hoping for 20%. You know what? Those numbers are very different.
Hey, get off my car. Thank you. Can I get you anything else?
Oh, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Get free one-on-one financial guidance at every Citibank branch. Personalized to help you turn your dreams into realities. Come to Citi and let's get it done.
Ooh, the never-ending pasta bowl is going on.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new smoked mozzarella Alfredo. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $8.95. Have all you want.
Comfortable in jeans out of tub. Not comfortable in Wrangler.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Satisfaction guaranteed. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
And Gleason recovers a fumble in the end zone. That's his first career touchdown.
Wait, is that a Dr. Pepper?
Oh, he's going to make the most of this one.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend.
Can you believe this? We might be here all night.
Is he really going to do this? Look out.
Only Dr. Pepper has 23 flavors packed in one bold taste. For those who make the most of everything.
If you believe, then it can happen.
All new Extreme Makeover Home Edition, ABC Sunday.
Aerial coverage for the game, courtesy of the Outback Steakhouse Airship Bloomin' Onion 1. The Outback Steakhouse Airship specializes in aerial sports coverage. Look for the Bloomin' Onion at sporting events throughout the year. Well, only a 23-yard punt has put the Boilermaker defense in jeopardy here again as Chris Beanie Wells checks back in behind Johnson. He's the tailback. So the ankle is retaped now. And he'll get a carry after coming off the bench, and he pounds behind the left side of that veteran offensive line. And Josh Ferguson makes the stop. Kirk?
Well, one of the things about this offense was how would they be able to replace Troy Smith and Anthony Gonzalez and Antonio Pittman and Ted Ginn. Lost, obviously, all of their passing, most of their rushing, and most of their receiving. You're putting in a quarterback who didn't have a lot of experience in Todd Beckman. Brian Rubisky's been asked to step in. Brian Hartline's been asked to step in. And all they've done is average 36 points a game up to this point, and off to a great start tonight in their toughest environment that they've faced all year.
Jake Ballard in. Beckman with time. Robisky again for the first down. Breaks the tackle, and he is down at the 21-yard line.
There's something about Todd Beckman that just you kind of sense his age. He's 23 years old, and it seems to me that he gets better and better almost every single day.
There have to be quarterbacks in the NFL younger than he is.
23, he's got another year of college. He's on the 6th-year plan.
He's the graybeard.
Yeah. Purdue's a huge series for Purdue. They've got to keep this crowd in the game and step up and make a play to stay in the ball game emotionally.
Beckman complete. Puts it in the hands of Small again. Great speed, and he is down at the 8-yard line. That was David Pinder.
What a well-designed play, and again, very impressive to see Ohio State throwing the ball. They're going to have the tight end take the linebacker, and then you'll see a receiver come underneath. Well-designed, cleared out. Kegler goes out. Look at the opening right underneath that, and when you give Ray Small space, Purdue's very fortunate. That time, he didn't take it all the way to the end zone.
Rory Nickel, Jake Ballard, both out there. The power eye. Johnson back at the fullback. And Beatty picked up a couple of yards. Josh Ferguson, the senior from Florida, number 17 there defensively for Purdue. This was tough field position, Kirk. That 23-yard punt really put this defense in jeopardy again.
Sure did. The way this game started out, Purdue took the ball, which surprised me. They had a nice drive going. They had a false start. And from that point on, they just had not been able to do anything right.
Torian Washington, number 19, a true freshman, checks in a wide receiver, and Trussell spreads the field. 5 for Beckman. Fires high, grab, touchdown. And this was Hartline, Brian Hartline. And that's the second touchdown pass of the night by Todd Beckman.
Boy, is this Ohio State team making a statement here in the early going. Both times the offense has had an opportunity to be on the field, they have marched right down the field, and it's been Todd Beckman throwing the football. One-on-one, Hartline against the linebacker. You take that every single time. Ball is perfectly placed by Beckman, and a great catch by the young Hartline.
Pretorius tacks on the extra point. Let's hear it for that offensive line against Tiller. Boone, Raring, Cordell, Person, and Barton. No one's touched Beckman yet.
It's not just a jersey. It's a symbol of who we are. A community of coaches, student athletes, and fans. Bound together by a code of conduct.
We welcome you back to West Lafayette. 14-0. The Buckeyes strike first. And Kirk, a lot of your friends here in West Lafayette wanted to make sure that you felt very, very comfortable. And as you can see with the fans, this is a blackout night.
Yeah.
And they wanted to make sure you take this home to the family here, lad. To say,
I will do that. I appreciate that.
I was going to tease you as an Ohio State alum, but you're rolling already, Poppy.
It's the blackout right now is this. It's kind of. It's been muted.
You think?
Yeah, they need to do something. They need something to get them going again.
They got to turn the lights back out here. Let's see if Dorian can do nothing. Oh, great coverage by the Buckeyes. He's down at the 21-yard line. Dorian Bryant, their fine wide receiver. And right now, just listen how quiet this crowd is.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get a heavy favorite on the road, you've got to keep the crowd in the game. They've got to be the 12th man. They've got to be a factor to help you get over the hump. And this is exactly how Purdue did not want this game to start.
Honor of Illinois tonight, folks. Listen, some folks are saying because Wisconsin was the 5th-ranked team in the nation that was an upset. Well, one way to look at upsets is the rankings. And if you view that, then yes, it was. However, the odds makers, having looked at Wisconsin out of UNLV and watched them struggle out there, they installed the Illini as a favorite at home in that game. And Illinois stepped up today, Kirk.
Boy, did they ever. Ron Zook, last week he takes care of Penn State. This week, with everybody waiting to see, are they for real? Boy, did his team make a statement. And Rashard Mendenhall, people around the nation need to pay attention to what he is doing. Juice Williams seems to get most of the credit at the quarterback position, but the tailback Mendenhall is a physical back.
Our referee Steve Payman has sorted out the flag, and they're going to re-kick, and this time from the 25-yard line. So Tiller and the Boilermakers are trying to give Bryant a shot at going to daylight, but that was great coverage. Let's see how the Buckeyes cover the second one. High hop, 20-yard line, 25. Looks for a crease, going to jitterbug. Well, they picked up some yardage to the 32. Now we'll see what Curtis Painter and the offense can do.
We talked about Purdue's suffered as a program, and Joe Tiller's really been going through some tough times, because you'd expect that for a while. You kind of expected Purdue through the Drew Brees era and Kyle Orton. It's always expected Purdue to be a team that was capable of getting to 7 or 8 or 9 wins. In the last few years, they just have not had the kind of team that I think Big Ten fans have come to be accustomed of Joe Tiller and Purdue. But he loves this team. This is not the start that he envisioned, I'm sure.
They're bringing the end around. And Ohio State's Freeman. Wow, what a good-looking linebacker he is. And you talked, Kirk, about how important this game is for Purdue. And, well, we all asked Joe Tiller about just that.
You know, the excitement surrounding this game is maybe out of proportion to the game itself. I'm really not quite sure. But, you know, we need to stay grounded. It's been a challenge for us. It's been a challenge for our players because they're classmates. Everyone on campus is excited about this game. Everyone in the community is excited. So it's been a challenge to keep them grounded.
Looking for a first down here, and Kate cannot get it. Jake Standiford was the receiver that time, the senior from Indiana. And Joe Tiller knows now it is really uphill, being down 2 touchdowns to a defense that Joe thinks might be the best Ohio State defense he's looked at since he's been here. Now, remember, he has not played Ohio State the last couple of years, so we didn't know that bunch intimately last year. But he said, looking at the tape this week, there is no question this is a very talented Buckeye D. 3:20 left here in the opening quarter. He might have violated that neutral zone. Got the first 10 and more. And the linebacker Freeman back to help out defensively on that reception. Dustin Keller, the tight end.
Well, why Dorian Bryant gets most of the attention in the Purdue offense, the arsenal, Dustin Keller, the big tight end at 6'4", about 250 pounds, is one of the more reliable tight ends in the country. And he gives you an idea of his athletic ability. Once Anderson Russell comes in to close on him, he's able to shake off and pick up another 10 yards. And the timing could not have been any bigger for Purdue there on 3rd down to get across midfield.
So a 20-yard gain. They march into Ohio State territory at the 44-yard line. Dierking, the freshman's the running back. He'll get his first carry. No more than a couple yards, and there's that man, Freeman, again. And right now, let's check in with New York.
Back in New York, I'm Matt Weiner, here to keep you up to date on what's happening all around college football. First up, this Taco Bell update from Piscataway, New Jersey. Cincinnati and Rutgers. Ben Mock picked off by Devin McCourty, 36 yards, pick 6. So it's 7-0 there. Meanwhile, at the Rose Bowl, UCLA has just kicked a field goal. The Bruins lead it 3-0.
And here, Painter rolling hard, throws it out of bounds. Nobody was open. It is so hard against this Ohio State front 7 to find a seam. We have been bragging about Laurinaitis for a couple of years, but Marcus Freeman is about as active and tough a linebacker as we've seen this year.
As I said, I think the last couple weeks the light has gone on for Marcus Freeman, and he is out all over the field. And tonight he's done a good job of preparing himself for this game, because he's reading his keys and quickly closing in on Painter and the running backs of Purdue.
Picked up this time and almost intercepted. 4th down. There's Anderson Russell, the free safety.
The timing between the quarterback, Painter, and his receivers, of all the offenses in the Big Ten, it's essential for Painter and his receivers to be on the same page, because a lot of times he's throwing the ball and anticipating the throw well before the receiver gets to his final position of turning back for the ball. And there's a miscommunication. Bryant was to the outside. He threw it to the inside, and he's very fortunate that Russell didn't step in front of it for the pick.
Let's see if Armstrong can punt it better this time. Fair catch. Small slips down, knee touch down just inside the 10-yard line. So just a little bit different field to work with. Well, tough week in NASCAR. Shuffled the standings, and the chase for the NASCAR next up moves to Talladega. The car tomorrow hits the high banked oval. 33 degrees tomorrow. And it'll be on ABC beginning at 1 Eastern with NASCAR Countdown. You know, we talk about the car tomorrow, and right there, folks, that's the car yesterday right there.
That's a cool entrance, though, when they run onto the field. And that was the last time I think they were fired up. They need to make a play to get this crowd back into the game.
Beanie Wells, the Ohio State tailback. Straight ahead. Tops the middle of that defense, and Anthony Haygood. So Beckman is off to a big start.
Well, I think the thing that he's showing tonight is confidence, and Jim Tressel is showing a lot of confidence in him for giving him opportunities to throw a lot on 1st and 10. And when you give a quarterback time to throw the football, especially with the group of receivers that Beckman has, he's going to take advantage of it. But he has looked very calm and cool for only his 3rd road start in his career.
Conservative call with a 2-touchdown lead, not wanting to risk an interception. They bring back Beanie Wells, number 28 that time, as he was coming around the corner for a 1st and 10, and Brutus is happy that the chains are moving.
Todd Beckman, we touched on him being 23 years old. He's one of these guys who gray-shirted. So once you gray shirt, you go all the way back to the 2003 season. That's how long he's been playing football for Ohio State. Then he red-shirted, and then he's been a backup for Troy Smith for a number of years, and now he finally gets his opportunity.
Going deep right side, battle for the ball. Robisky can't quite hang on, and he was defended by sophomore David Pender.
Well, Jim Tressel is making it very clear that he's going to attack the Purdue defense downfield all night until they're able to make adjustment. Robisky got up. He's in position to make the catch, and you won't see that happen very often. He's one of the more sure-handed receivers in college football this year. He was up, great position, just not able to hold on to it. With Purdue loading the line of scrimmage to stop Beanie Wells, they've got to be able to play one-on-one on the outside against the Ohio State group of receivers.
Tripped up. Had a little bit of a crease, but Jason Warner, a linebacker, tripped him up. Final minute 15 coming up here in the opening quarter. The Buckeyes in the battle of the unbeatens with a couple of touchdowns up on the board.
Big 3rd down for this Purdue defense. See if last time they rushed 3 and dropped 8, and Ohio State threw a touchdown pass. See this time if they try to bring some pressure.
Rush 3, Beckman in underneath, and no 1st down for Rory Nickel. And this time Ohio State is forced to punt.
Anytime a defense brings 3, the logic behind that is to keep everything in front of you, and then you have to close in and be sure tacklers. It's one of the few times tonight we've seen Purdue make the kind of play that they have to make to get their defense off the field and give Curtis Painter an opportunity again to try to move the ball down the field.
You know who's standing back there? Dorian Bryant, waiting for Passo's punt. Trying to give Bryant as many touches as possible. At the 23. Cannot escape the Gunners. Wow. And Tyler Moeller made a terrific play as we send you to New York, and Matt Weiner.
Thank you, Brett. This SportsCenter Minute is powered by Vizio. Wisconsin was one of the few top 10 teams to escape last week, but their 14-game win streak ended today at Illinois. Rashard Mendenhall with 3 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Tennessee blitzkrieged the Georgia Bulldogs today. They were up 28-0 on their way to the worst loss in 4 seasons for Georgia. Mark Richt's first loss in 4 trips to Knoxville.
Matt, and here Painter and the Boilermakers trailing by 2 touchdowns. And not much doing for Selwyn Lyman. That's his first reception of the night. And the Time runs out on our opening quarter here as ESPN Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines will return after this message and word from our ABC stations.
We went around swapping people's vehicles for 1 week. We didn't tell them we were from Ford. We told them it was market research.
I traded my Nissan Murano for the new Ford Edge for 1 week. It has 2 sunroofs? My favorite feature of the Edge is the sunroof. The minute that I hop into the car, I like to just open it up. The Ford Edge is sportier looking. It has a younger feel to it. I think this is a step up from my Murano. I'm very disappointed in returning it. I want to keep it. I'll miss you.
Swap your ride. Visit a Ford dealer or go to FordChallenge.com.
Laughter can add 8 years to your life. So live longer, retire stronger, never outlive your money.
ABC, start here.
A community says goodbye to 2 little girls who police say lost their lives at the hands of their mother. Remembering the 2- and 4-year-old tonight after the game.
Keep watching to find out how you can help keep your car insurance rates from going up just because of an accident.
Driving's full of uncertainties. Allstate offers a little extra protection. Accident forgiveness. So if the unexpected happens, Allstate won't raise your rates just because of it.
Now there's a new discount for Cleveland drivers. Call 888-ALLSTATE or an Allstate agent now and see how much you could save.
Are you in good hands?
Based on the groundbreaking graphic novel.
Board the windows. Try to hide. They're coming.
Who are they? A new vision of the vampire comes to life.
Gabe!
Somebody!
They're using her as bait.
Please, God.
No God. 30 Days of Night. Rated R. In theaters October 19th.
Take it from Pat Summerall. Cleats is truly the home of the world's best wings.
Well, our great aerial shots tonight, courtesy of our friends at Outback Steakhouse. The Outback Steakhouse airship, the Bloomin' Onion 1, provides aerial coverage for sporting events across the country. The Buckeye defense choking down on the Purdue offense. 8 yards rushing for the Boilermakers in that opening quarter. 53 yards passing. And Painter, 6 of 12 for 53 yards. That's only, Kirk, you know, something like a little over 4 yards an attempt, and that will not do it. Second down now for Painter and the Boilermakers as we start the second quarter. Backfield is empty. Hit on the release as the arm was coming forward. I think that'll be an incomplete pass. Yes, it is. He was hit by Chikwa. Chimde Chikwa here, Kurt.
They continue to bring pressure from different spots, this time from the corner towards the boundary. Chikwa with the nickel package is the corner. He got there. He had great speed. Closed in on Painter before Painter could get rid of the ball. Chikwa comes in as a nickel, one of the fastest players on the team. He anchored the 4x100 this past spring for Ohio State.
Painter rolls the pocket to the left, fires, and almost intercepted by Laurinaitis. Number 33 already has 2 picks this year, and that was close to number 3.
Well, here's the difference in James Laurinaitis' game. He's become more physical, but he's also leaner at the same time. Talk about having great instincts and feel. Watch how he closes in, looks around, heads on a swivel. He sees Bryant, who he's been working on all week. He knows the ball's probably going to be coming his way, and he closed on that throw like a corner would close on it.
Armstrong, busy tonight. At the 35 by Hartline. And he is now at the 39. So let's take a look at the Pacific Life game summary here, Kirk.
Well, Purdue has to be able to get some more offense going when you're talking about a team that's averaging close to 500 yards a game. And clearly they can't get anything going because Ohio State has set the tone by being more aggressive. The thing that stands out to me, the total yards for Ohio State at 148, but tremendous balance. You see 57 running, the 91 passes, and they have gone downfield. Jim Tressel sending a message to Joe Tiller that he will continue to attack downfield because of the confidence that he has in his quarterback.
Fast starting Buckeye team. Beckman hands off to Moe to the 42-yard line as Maurice checks in, and Ryan Baker with the stop.
Can't say enough about the difficulty of replacing a Heisman Trophy quarterback and 2 first-round wide receivers and a starting tailback. And to be on the road in your first true test to see how they would handle the adversity in conference play, and to start off like this has to make Jim Tressel incredibly proud. And again, the confidence, I'm sure, is soaring.
Trevor Robinson is the lead fullback on this ISO play, and Maurice Wells squirts through close to a first down, and Robinson led the way that time. So the fellows who replaced him, and they're doing a pretty good job now.
Yeah, I think it all starts with Beanie Wells' ability. He's got to stay healthy because everything revolves around his ability to run the football and being physical. Brian Robisky is off to a great start, leading the Big Ten in receiving yards a game, and of course Todd Beckman's leadership and decision making.
Josh Ferguson's the injured Boilermaker right now, the senior middle linebacker.
Really one of the leaders for Purdue is a senior. Plays right in the middle of the Boilermaker defense. Hopefully he'll have a chance to get back out on the field for the Boilers.
Dan Bick, senior from Louisville, checks into the middle of that defensive line. But once the Buckeyes put 14 quick points up on the board, and now Purdue's coming from behind against this defense, it has been tough. And now here's your 3rd down for Beckman and the Bucks. Small again. First down on that pass.
Well, anytime a corner on 3rd and short gives you about a 10-yard cushion, Todd Beckman's going to say, well, it's right in front of me. I'll take that every single time for the first down. But I can't say it enough how difficult it is to replace Troy Smith, who was the pulse. We had Ohio State a number of times last year. Just the heartbeat of Ohio State's team. You lose him and the receivers. I think a lot of people expected a pretty significant drop-off from Ohio State's offense. We haven't seen it yet.
No, they've played very, very well, and certainly off to a great start here tonight, leading by 14, Kurt. They're into Purdue territory again. And here is the youngster, Ray Small, breaks the daylight to the 30-yard line. Averill makes the play defensively, but Ray Small is becoming a huge problem for Purdue. That's 4 catches tonight for 62 yards and a touchdown.
Ray Small is the next Ted Ginn as far as Ohio State fans and the Ohio State coaches are concerned. It's just a matter of him gaining more and more confidence with playing time, and we've seen that the last few weeks. And of course tonight he's had an opportunity with 4 catches, 62 yards, and already 1 touchdown.
Robbie Schonoff, backup quarterback, signaling. The Boilermakers show pressure on this run, and this time they stop Maurice Wells. Anthony Haygood, a converted running back, number 42 from Chester, Pennsylvania.
Well, Haygood shows his speed coming from the backside. He just is going to run Maurice Wells down from the backside. Nobody's there to pick him up. He came off of a blitz, and anytime a linebacker blitzes, even from the backside, he's got speed the way Haygood does. He's going to be able to make a big play and push Ohio State back.
6 defensive backs, Torrey Williams and David Pender. Check in for the Boilermakers. Puts 4 down. Try to hit the flanker screen. Well read by Terrell Vinson, the senior from Irvine.
Now Purdue's starting to play with a little bit of fire and emotion. This is a great reaction from Vincent. Look how quickly he closes in. That's one of the first things defensive coordinators at the high level in college football want to see, how quickly you can make a decision and then close on the football. He was able to get up there before Alex Boone, the left tackle, came out to make the block.
3rd and 16 for Todd Beckman. Pressure off the corner. Beckman steps away from it. He will not run for the first down. Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. There was Kegler who made the play, number 59.
Brent, Purdue, the last 3 plays, deciding to bring pressure all 3 times. Brock Spack decided to turn it on and try to create a little tempo of their own on the other side of the ball, and they were able to do that.
Pretorius. Toma the holder, a 44-yarder. Curled it. And it's 17-0. You're watching ESPN on ABC.
Thanks, folks. I gotta get going. Cindy, keep my plane ready a little later. We're not finished yet. Cindy, I got stuck on a client call.
Cindy, something else just came up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Cindy.
Your plane is ready.
Thanks, Cindy. You're the best.
With so many convenient nonstop flights, you'll feel like you have your own company plane. You can count on Southwest Airlines to get you there on time with friendly customer service.
You are now free to move about the country.
Kids, we're going to visit the land of our ancestors.
Ireland?
No. Credit card miles expired. Think more distant relatives. This is great! Hey, it's me, Cousin Bob! Going down.
We gotta switch to Capital One.
Get Capital One's no hassle rewards with no miles expiration, no earn caps, and no blackout dates.
See, kids, first class all the way. Something smells good.
In today's luxury game, the real question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 304 horsepower engine. It's not a question of track-tuned suspensions, pop-up navs, 40 gig hard drives, or any of that. No. In today's luxury game, the real question is, when you turn your car on, does it return the favor?
Last Wednesday,
How many people have you touched?
27 million viewers were touched. This Wednesday,
Watch out!
the groundbreaking new hit is packing a punch. An all-new Pushing Daisies, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, followed by an all-new Private Practice on ABC.
10:21 left in the first half. Ohio State 17, Purdue nothing. And the Buckeyes, after that field goal, will kick it off. And the Boilermakers still looking for some kind of a spark. Here comes Bryant again. Fumble! Ohio State football. And up with it. I believe that was Small over there with his friends. And let's see, Gant may have wrestled it.
I think Aaron Gant came down with the ball. And one of the things that Purdue always wants to see is Dorian Bryant get a chance to make a play. What coverage by Ohio State. The ball goes up into the air after the hit, and it lands right into the arms, and that's Lane, of course. Sean Lane, defensive back for Ohio State. Ball goes into the air and lands right into the arms of Gant, who's just laying on the field.
Let's see if play caller Trussell goes for the juggler after the turnover from the 33 right now. Shows a power formation. Chris Wells is back in as the running back. There was a whistle prior to the snap. That's going to cost the Bucks.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Purdue.
So the Boilermakers got the timeout call. So as they sort it out in the sideline, let's send you to New York.
All right, Brett, time for a check of your primetime pulse. 5 of the weekend's 7 inter-top 25 games are either in progress or about to kick off. We've got a bunch of them, including Virginia Tech leading at Clemson. The Hokies have taken advantage of 3 Tiger turnovers. Rutgers has got its points from an interception return and a field goal to lead Cincinnati 10-7. And if you have game plan, Brett, you'd be watching UCLA and Notre Dame, perhaps. The Bruins and Fighting Irish are tied up at 3 at the Rose Bowl.
And here, Matt, it is 17-0 Ohio State. And a chance for the Buckeyes again inside the Purdue 35-yard line after the turnover. Beckman, incomplete. Robisky the target.
Well, he had Robisky, and it's the first poor throw by Todd Beckman. As soon as he got back, you can see the crease that he wanted to, where he wanted to throw the football. And I watched him as after he released the ball, he kind of just smacked himself as if he's saying, you know, my bad. So he knew right away what a great start he's off to. But that time out of rhythm a little bit, missed the throw.
Draw play. And Wells picks up about 4 yards on that carry.
Ohio State throwing the football on 1st and 10. The reason that is so important when you're playing a defense that wants to crowd the line of scrimmage is it makes them realize that they're breaking the tendencies, and it makes them start to second guess, hey, maybe they're not going to run every single time on 1st and 10. Jim Tressel taking chances, being very, very aggressive with his play calling tonight for Todd Beckman.
Ray Small off to the right of the formation. Draw play and short of the first down. Mike Neal, defensive tackle, making the stop for the Boilermakers. It is 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Ohio State leading by 17. Coach Tressel thinks they can pick up the first down, and Ballard checks in along with the fullback, Deontay Johnson.
Jim Tressel sensing that he has the Boilermakers on the rope here and decides to go for it. Interesting call.
Nothing doing. And that was Anthony Haygood, the converted running back, making the biggest defensive play of the night as Coach Tressel asks upstairs, who missed that man?
He's going to come off to the right here and does a nice job of just coming down and shooting the gap. And before Steve Raring, the guard, can come around to pick up the block, Haygood was by him to stop Ohio State on 4th down.
That time, the Boilermakers did not yield, but they're still down by 17 points.
In today's luxury game, the question isn't whether or not your car has available features like a 40-gig hard drive. It isn't about sunroofs or Sapelli wood accents, pop-up nav screens, or any of that. No, the real question is, when you turn your car on, does it return the favor?
Dad's making dinner. Oh, it'll be fine. Maybe. Yes. No way. Wow.
Who's the man?
Pizza Hut's family value meal is easy. A complete meal is just a call or a click away. Get 2 tasty medium pizzas any way you want them. Freshly baked breadsticks and sweet cinnamon sticks for just $19.99. Add a 2-liter of Pepsi for only $1.
Who says I can't cook?
Get more for dinner. Get America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut, now online.
Hey, boss. Do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah.
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Nice try, boss.
Nah.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Visit southwest.com. Cadillac, introducing the all-new 2008 Cadillac CTS. Aflac, ask about it at work. And DOP HD TV. DOP is the official ESPN on ABC HD telecast sponsor of college football.
We look forward to the next one, and Herb Strait will not be allowed to miss it.
So the technicians, congratulations to them. They beat production fair and square, 2 sets to none. But Mr. Herbstreit, you've been fined for missing that Thursday night match. We needed an athlete on our side.
Count me in. Payback.
First down and 10 here, 8:49. Buckeyes lead. Short of a 1st and 10, and Donald Washington making the play defensively.
I understand that your performance, from what I hear from the crew, was so outstanding that you may deserve your own trophy here.
That's the trophy they won from us.
The technical boys got it done, from what I hear.
I'm telling you, they were tough, man.
Tough?
Oh,
yeah, the strike? How about you with the back leg kick there? Looking nice. Nice form.
It was a good night to drink some beer and have some fun. 8:15 to go. 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers.
Corey
Sheets.
Watch the right foot. See if he gets the right foot back. The right foot's there.
That was a warm-up. That was a practice ball.
What was that? We just saw a strike, and then you.
Well,
was that after a few of your?
You can't be perfect. You know?
Okay.
No, I didn't have any.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Yeah, but I mean the first one.
I started right after that.
Okay.
1st down and 10.
Head.
Here Sheets now.
There it is.
Crossing the 45-yard line. Laurinaitis. But there's Dana. Yeah. What was it, 182, Dana? Huh? He was a
182.
182.
That away.
I'm telling you, they had some ringers on that team.
So he set the bar.
Oh, Dana was unbelievable. They had champions from Mexico.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
2 weeks.
We ran into a juggernaut.
In 2 weeks, no matter where we are, it's payback time. Count me in.
Okay, 2nd down. And there's movement. There come the penalty flag.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 61. That's a 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Zach Jones.
Just about to say that Purdue, seeing them run the football with Corey Sheets, such an important thing, but Zach Jones for the 2nd time, false start, pushes them back, and now instead of being 2nd and short, now it's back to 2nd and long.
Curtis Painter needs to make a play here. Inside handoff, and that'll make it 3rd down and long as Joe Tiller's team elects to be very conservative with that play.
Well, with Ohio State playing as much nickel and respecting Painter and coming into this game trying to get pressure on Painter, at some point, if Purdue's going to get back into this game, believe it or not, it's going to be Corey Sheets in the running game to take some of the pressure off of the passing of Curtis Painter. But Jim Haycock, again, defensive coordinator, doing a great job of mixing up the looks and the coverage to confuse Painter. But Sheets has got to be a factor to help Purdue out.
Lyman and Bryant are to the left side of the formation on this 3rd down. 1st and 10 on a brilliant 2nd effort. Dustin Keller, the tight end. What a 2nd effort to pick up the 1st down here for the Boilermakers.
It's the 2nd time we've seen Dustin Keller on 3rd down get a chance to make a catch short of the 1st down and then show how tough he is to bring down. It's the 2nd time, not only on 3rd down, that he picks up the 1st down. 2nd time he has shaken Anderson Russell, one of the better tacklers on the Ohio State defense, to pick up more yards and a 1st down.
Keller 3 catches tonight and 39 yards. Swing it, and no gain on that play by Corey Sheets. And let's check in with Matt Weiner in New York. Matt.
All right, Brett, let's get a check on a top 10 matchup in Baton Rouge, Florida and LSU. Tigers have had a tough time moving the football. Tim Tebow moving around, buying some time. Eventually found Keyston Moore in the end zone. Total yards 116-45. Total score 10-0. Gators on top. UCLA is down to its third-string quarterback. Ben Olsen is hurt, so it's McLeod, Bethel, Thompson now for the Bruins in a 3-3 game.
And the Irish, Matt, of course, hoping to snap that 5-game losing streak this season, which actually is 7 going back to the end of last year. 2nd down and 10. Incomplete. And let's check in down below with Lisa. Lisa?
Well, Brent, Kirk was talking about Curtis Painter's improved decision-making this year, and when we were talking to him yesterday, he said, you know, honestly, my decision-making last year was suspect. Joe Tiller said that sometimes he would get over to the sidelines and he'd say, why did you do that? And Painter would just say, I don't know. He said that, you know, I often would get surprised last year in a game. I didn't know what the defenses were doing, but I watched so much film and studied so many schemes that my knowledge level between last year and this year, like night and day.
And here Lisa facing a 3rd and 10. High, caught, but short of the first down. Chikwa over there defensively on Greg Orton.
These two young men went to high school together. Marcus Freeman from Dayton area, Huber Heights, Wayne, and of course Greg Orton also from Wayne, talking to each other, having a little fun. This is a huge 4th down, and Joe Tiller doesn't have any choice, but he has to go for it and pick up the first down right now.
Down by 17 inside of 5 minutes in the first half.
They're going to have to call a timeout here. Play clock is down to 5 seconds.
By the time they break, if they got time
Painter
to get it
better hurry.
He's got to hurry it up. And they get it.
Timeout, Purdue. It's their 2nd charge timeout.
So we'll take a break as Curtis Painter comes over to the sideline. Purdue trailing by 17.
Innovation Man.
What's going on?
Innovation Workshop.
And your job is?
Kick off the innovation agenda. Fire up the troops for innovation.
Hence the I.
I for ideation. I for incubation. I for invigoration.
I for implementation.
Oh, I knew I forgot something.
You can practice risk avoidance. You can aspire to blend in quietly. You can live in, wear, and drive social camouflage. And you can believe in the philosophy that the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Or you can be the hammer.
Retirement. It may be a long way off, or another adventure waiting just ahead. Pacific Life can help provide income you can enjoy for the rest of your life. Because retirement could be a very long ride. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life. Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
That Alfredo really hit the spot.
You just said that about the meat sauce.
Different dish, different spot.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new sausage and peppers marinara. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $8.95. Have all you want.
They pick up touchdowns, pick up the bucks, and pick up their teams. Enterprise salutes NCAA student athletes for picking us all up. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Get some dirty, sexy money. All new Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Well, near the end of the game, we'll select the Chevrolet player of the game from each team, and Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Coming up now is the 4th down for the Boilermakers. They've used 2 of their 3 timeouts. They need to get to the 39-yard line. You can see the yellow line. Painter still back in that familiar shotgun for Joe Tiller. Fakes it, going to throw the screen. Incomplete Buckeye ball. Wow. Dangerous call right there, Kurt.
This is the problem with spread offenses. When you get into a short yardage situation, you can't just line up and be physical and run the football to pick up a first down. A little razzle-dazzle out of a timeout, down 17-0. The play took too long to develop. The Ohio State defense is there. Even if he catches the football, there are 3 Buckeye defenders to bring him down. That's the shame of the spread offense. You can't just rip it inside and pick up a first down.
And we saw on that replay you were talking about, Marcus Freeman came clean on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all over Painter that time. So now he's first down and 10 inside of 5 minutes for the Buckeyes. There's first down passing again, and he slips free close to a first down for about 9 yards. That was Robisky. And how do we take a look at our Aflac trivia question? Which former Purdue head basketball coach was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, man. I only have one coach in mind.
You think I went back to the 30s?
Has anybody ever coached?
He coached over there, Kurt.
Yeah,
you're right.
Before Gene? I mean, did they ever have a coach before Gene?
You're giving it away.
Oh, okay.
The second down. And they bust Beanie Wells for the first down. And good to see the Ferguson's back on the field.
I don't know the answer, but I'm just being on this campus. It makes me think of Purdue basketball.
I think I'd put one of my friends up there, right?
No. How many great games did you call with Gene Cady and Bob Knight over the years?
It was unbelievable. I mean, Cady
was
one
great
of those
personalities.
You know, the old coach Knight. Now he'd get up on, he intimidate people, but he never intimidated Mr. Cady.
That's what made it so much fun.
Absolutely.
He didn't back down.
First down and 10. And so just like Kirk suggested, Beanie Wells has stopped that time for the run. The greatest coach in the history of Purdue basketball. Yes, he came out of Kansas State. He was a running back, and Gene Cady was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 1958. See, I didn't go back to the 30s tonight.
I appreciate that. Getting closer to my era. We're inching along here.
I think he's going to lead shout tonight. There may not be too many Purdue fans shouting unless they pick it up here a little bit. It'll be third down now. There he is, man.
He had a look, didn't he, for the officials?
Yeah. That's Coach Weber there, fighting the line out right there to his left. Yeah, he was one of Gene's recruiters and right-hand men. Yeah, just a wonderful, wonderful person. And there's where he held court over there. As we swing back to Ross-Ade, crowd just hoping the defense can stop him here on third down. Todd Beckman, they're going to try to blitz him. He still stands tall. No first down. Terrific tackle by Vinson. Vinson, good defensive back. He brings down Small. I'll tell you, number 5 can play, Kirk.
Well, Vinson made a great play because the tight end nickel started to go up the middle of the field, and he started to follow him, and then he came off of him and came back underneath. It's a play we saw earlier that Ohio State picked up big yards with Small, but this time Vinson's there to stop him short of the first down. Good adjustment by Purdue.
No, Trapasso trots onto the field. Dorian Bryant back deep, and nailed this one into the end zone. It'll come out on the 20-yard line. So the Boilermakers will have 2:49 to work with here. In the first half, Purdue has been held to 98 yards.
Allstate presents Good Hands Flashback. In 1997, undefeated Nebraska trailed Missouri 38-31 with 7 seconds remaining.
To the middle, juggle, diving touchdown, Nebraska. Davison on the deflection.
Matt Davison's miracle reception on 4th down propelled Nebraska to an unlikely overtime win and a share of the national championship.
Bobby Bowden statue. Hold your breath until we pass it.
They hit Bobby Bowden's statue.
So lifelike.
Dude.
Get him!
Do you have accident forgiveness? Call Allstate to sign up today. Are you in good hands?
So I hear you found a cure for the blood.
When did it happen?
Every Sunday. Post pattern, streaking into the end zone. On national TV, no less.
The mirrors will clear you up.
Yeah. Now I can do my dance, baby. Oh yeah, bring it down.
Go, baby.
It's amazing.
It's the mirrors.
DLP HD TV. Millions of tiny mirrors take motion blur out of sports action.
Visit Circuit City and CircuitCity.com for amazing deals on select DLP HD TVs.
Well, here's a program reminder. You cannot be filthy rich without getting a little dirty. Donald Sutherland, William Baldwin, Peter Krause star, Dirty, Sexy, Money. All new episode Wednesday at 10, 9 Central on ABC. Start here. You're pointing at me, partner.
You TiVo that. You told me about that.
That was another show.
That's your show.
Another show. I forgot which one that was. I'm from Desperate Housewives. I don't know.
That was a good read there.
You like that one?
That was very nice.
That's a good title. Dirty, Sexy, Money.
That's all you, baby. It's all you.
2:49 here. Diener sacked inside the 10-yard line after the pump fake. Larry Grant, number 6, in on the Purdue quarterback. Well, what about Gut Check Saturday here, partner? What jumps off that page?
I think it jumps out to me for Big Ten fans, of course, Wisconsin and Illinois. Illinois and Ron Zook, congratulations. Second big win at home. Last week, Penn State. Today, number 5, Wisconsin. And how about Georgia and Tennessee? Georgia was starting to gain some momentum, and Tennessee decided to show up, and they dominated the Dogs at Neyland Stadium.
2 minutes. Painter cranks it incomplete, and miscommunication there. You know, you mentioned the Illini. And Kirk, they are 3-0 for a Big Ten start. That's the first time since 1990.
Well, going back to 1990, and that's even, that might have been Dana Howard or that group of players that they had back in that era. It's great to see Ron Zook after
Simeon Rice, would he have been back?
Yeah, I think he was right around that era. Might have been a little bit before his time, but it's great to see Ron Zook, after everything he went through in Gainesville, get this program up and running. I think a lot of people expected Illinois to be good, but maybe a year away from really competing in the Big Ten, but they're making the statement.
They're exciting, partner. And Painter going deep and incomplete. And so Downs run out again. Go ahead.
Brent, I was going to say, Curtis Painter right now, he's coming into this football game, he has just been in sync and playing with confidence. Lisa touched on his decision making. We've looked at him and talked about him all week, that, boy, this guy's a different quarterback. 19 interceptions a year ago. But tonight, he is in a haze. He is rattled here in this first half because of the confusion that Ohio State's is presenting, and also because of the speed in which they're playing with.
Takes a Purdue bounce this time for Armstrong, and it'll roll down near the 35-yard line. 140. Let's go down below to Lisa.
Well, Brent, when the Purdue offense was on the field, defensive coordinator Brock Spake was telling his defense, hey, you guys are outplaying them right now, and if the momentum in this game is going to switch, it's going to be because of us. We just held them for the last 3 possessions. Hopefully we'll get some points on the board, but we've got to keep hanging in there. Brent?
All right, there he is.
That's a good point.
He has 11th year defensive coordinator for Joe Tiller, and he played here at Purdue. And I think Kirk mentioned that earlier. Ranks 5th all-time in tackles. So he was a pretty good defensive player. And Mo Wells, he's back on the field.
All right, easy.
To the 40-yard line, and you could hear the umpires. Picks up about 4 yards that carry.
See what kind of hurry-up offense Ohio State decides to apply here. 3 timeouts, about a minute and a half remaining. Right at their own 40-yard line. Let's see if they're content or if they want to continue to press the issue. You got to believe they're going to try to come away with some points here.
Young man asking somebody back home if it looks any better on television than it does in person. 17-0. There's the rush yardage. That sack took away a few from Purdue, but still not good. And Robisky spins for the first down midfield.
Didn't get out of bounds. He's going to have to hurry up with the clock stopping, get the play called. Ohio State with a quick huddle.
Well, I'm in mourning, but you know everything.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable. 3 straight.
Just a pounding.
It is.
As a National League guy, though, the Diamondbacks have had a great year. I like to see the better teams advance for the National League.
Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Been unbelievable. And Beckman was in the grasp, and there's a penalty. So that's going to be grounding, and that was Anthony Haygood again. And you know, SPAC's defense has picked it up here.
Intentional grounding, number 17 offense. Lost it down at the spot of the foul, second down.
I think, Brent, one of the things he has done in these last 3 or 4 possessions is turn up the heat. He's bringing the linebackers, bringing pressure, realizing that if they sit back, they're not going to be very effective against what Jim Tressel's doing tonight in throwing the football. Haygood's athletic ability and speed, a big factor tonight for this Boiler defense and the adjustments that they've made here in this first half.
I suppose with 46 seconds here, and knowing Trussell a little bit, he might be very content to get into the locker room for the intermission up 17.
You would think.
But he has thrown deep here now this evening, I'll tell you that. Fumble the snap.
Now it's a knee.
And Beckman, yeah, there's no question now.
Now it's...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the old sweater vest coach now. They used to come dressed up like Woody, but look at this now. They got a new look with the fans from Columbus.
That's the best one I've ever
that's
seen.
pretty good now, huh? Got the headset on and the,
Oh, man.
It's all right.
That wasn't bad.
Good for that young man.
He said that's enough.
Yep.
Ohio State.
The teams will cross when they go to their locker rooms, but what they do is they make sure that they don't meet up at about the at the 20-yard line. They send the visiting team across first. And coming up in the Bud Light halftime report, John Saunders, Craig James, and Doug Flutie will have highlights from all the Gut Check Saturday's big games, including Florida LSU and a loss by another top 5 team. So stay tuned for the Bud Light halftime report with John, Craig, and Doug after this. Well, Purdue was dominated completely in the opening quarter, and then Kirk Herbstreit in the second quarter. At least the Boilermaker defense made a bit of a stand. Well, now it's up to their offense.
Yeah, it sure is. The last 3 times Ohio State has had the ball, they've been able to come up with stops. Ohio State gets the ball to start the second half. Again, it's going to be up to the Purdue defense to make a stop. But how about the Ohio State defense coming in? We knew the showcase, the showdown would be James Laurinaitis and the Ohio State defense, one of the best in the country, against the high-powered Boilermaker offense. First half goes to Ohio State. They pressured from every different angle, showed tremendous speed and athletic ability, and Curtis Painter was rattled clearly in that first half.
As we took a look at our Southwest Airlines playbook here on Saturday Night Football on ABC. Remember, the Boilermakers won the flip and took the ball, so they will kick off here to start the second half, and the Buckeyes will have the first possession. Ray Small is back deep, and this one will be downed and brought out to the 20-yard line. And now our Pacific Life game summary as we take a look at some of the numbers that you talked about, Kirk, and it is simply highlighted in the fact that the Boilermakers were unable to move the ball against that Buckeye defense.
Yeah, the total yards, 209 for Ohio State, 90 for Purdue. We just talked about how Ohio State's defense has been all over them. Incidentally, Ohio State's play calling, 20 runs, 19 passes. Tremendous balance by Jim Tressel and the Buckeyes in the first half. Huge series here to start the half. See how Purdue handles it.
Chris Wells will get the first call here. And he battles his way for about 5 yards on that first down carry.
If you're Joe Tiller, when you get in at halftime and nothing seemed to go right, you sell your players on when they get the ball to start the second half. Our defense is starting to play better. We're going to get the ball back, guys. We're only down 17 with Curtis Painter. We can strike. Our defense will get the ball back. So that's why players need to believe that, and they need to step up here on this drive.
Second down and 5. The Buckeyes offensive line has done very well in the teeth of heavy crowd noise tonight. Wells again for a first down, breaks free, and he is out to the 39-yard line behind Boone, Raring, Cordell, Person, and Barton.
For Ohio State, this is something that's key not only tonight but for this season. Jonathan Wells, Beanie Wells, showing great patience there, bouncing the ball to the outside. I'm sorry, Chris Wells, bouncing the ball to the outside and then slowly allowing the play to develop and then shooting it up inside. That's been a problem for him early in this year. He's been a little bit impatient. That time he relaxed, let the play develop, and then shot it inside there for a big gain.
3 wide on this 1st and 10. Great protection. Going deep to Rubisky. King was the defensive back right there. And it's incomplete. Ruled incomplete over there for just a brief instant. It looked like Rubisky might have made the catch, but Brandon King was right here.
Well, the theme continues in the second half. Ohio State taking some shots downfield. This time, Todd Beckman waited way too long and telegraphed the pass to Rubisky. Gave the safety enough time.
Let's take a look at this closely.
Yeah, he got his foot down.
This might have been a pick. They're going to stop it and take a look at this now. Brandon King on that replay looked like he might have picked it.
Ruling on the field is being reviewed.
We will take another look along with you. Remember, it's not a challenge. Automatically, these plays are run back and forth up in the booth. So this is the coverage that you're seeing.
When he rips the ball away from Rubisky and he has both feet inbounds. The only thing they could question is, did he rip it away and have possession clearly while his feet were down? They're fighting for the ball. He's got the ball. The foot is down. That looks like an interception. Beckman did telegraph it, giving King plenty of time to come over to fight for the football. It's just going to come down to whether or not they decide he had possession away from Rubisky while his feet were still in bounds.
Brandon King made a heck of a play on that ball, regardless of what happens here. He's a junior out of Warner Robins, Georgia.
Jim Truss is ready to call second down. He's pretty confident that it is going to be incomplete. I think what the officials have to decide is when both players have their hands on the ball, when do you decide when King takes possession away?
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. Purdue number 7 intercepted the ball. First down.
Brandon King makes a sensational play for the Boilermakers. His first interception of the season as Jim McHugh upstairs overturns the ruling on the field. What a great play.
And it's the right call. Right away you could see that King he had a chance to get his hands on the ball, rips it away from Rubisky while his right foot still was down in bounds for a Boilermaker interception. Just talked about what Joe Tiller probably told his team. We're going to get the ball back to Curtis Painter. And a minute, 15 seconds or so later, they got the ball.
So that's the good news for Purdue. The bad news is that Joe Tiller's team's got to move 72 yards against this defense. Now, Bryant hasn't had a catch tonight. And incomplete will make it 2nd and 10.
The first half, nothing seemed to go right. The first drive, they did a nice job, but they had a false start that slowed them down. After that, you can see not only the 3 and outs, but a lack of continuity and a lack of rhythm from Curtis Painter with his receivers.
Kirk, they've got to put the ball in the hands of number 9. He came in with 40 catches, 4 touchdowns, and 11.2 average. And they've handed him the bagel so far tonight. Middle, got it complete. 1st and 10 to the 45-yard line, and Dustin Keller, the tight end who's been their leading receiver, works in the middle for 27 yards.
Well, Bryant seems to take a lot of attention, which allows Keller to come over and get just before the safety both safeties, actually. You see Malcolm Jenkins just to the middle of the screen. He works it right to the middle of the field, Keller does, and a great throw that time by Curtis Painter. Not enough time for the linebacker, Laurinaitis, to get back in coverage.
Bryant is slotted to the right of this formation, and they run. Corey Sheets, the senior from Connecticut. Laurinaitis makes a stop. We check in down below with Lisa.
Well, Brent, I spoke with Joe Tiller going into halftime, and I said, Coach, you told us that Ohio State's defense was really good, but what specifically is causing you problems? And he just looked at me and said, speed. They are just simply faster than we are. But he said, we've just got to settle down and play with more consistency. As for Curtis Painter, he said he was way too excited in that first half. He's got to be more precise, and he can't overthrow it like he did in the first half.
There's Bryant, his first catch of the night, and it's for negative yardage. 3rd down and long. Jenkins is right there. Malcolm Jenkins, the junior from New Jersey.
You just touched on Dorian Bryant and how they have to get the ball into his hands. The problem is Ohio State knows that. So Curtis Painter and Purdue, they can't force the issue and try to continue to find ways to get him the ball because Ohio State, led by Malcolm Jenkins, they're locked on to number 9, Dorian Bryant, telling Curtis Painter, you're going to have to go in another direction to move this ball down the field.
3rd down and 10 for the Boilermakers. They're coming. Painter is going to be sacked at the 44-yard line. Anderson Russell, the safety blitz, and the sophomore from Atlanta sacks the Boilermaker quarterback.
What a nice job of disguising coverage this entire game from Ohio State and then bringing pressure when it's allowed. This time from the offense's left, Anderson Russell, Laurinaitis. Russell's speed gets around the tight end Keller. This Ohio State defense is one of the fastest Ohio State's defenses that we've seen since going back a few years with A.J. Hawk and company. These guys are bringing it tonight.
Armstrong hangs it high. Hartline picks it up on the 18-yard line, and he is down at the 19. Terrific coverage right there by the punt team. They're known as the Seals here in Purdue, and they did their job.
I'm on the 415. Let's see what kind of plane you'll be on today.
Step over there and spin that wheel. Come on.
Come on, big plane.
Come on, big plane, big plane, big plane. Big plane, big plane. No. Small plane.
On Southwest Airlines, you'll never fly in a small plane. We guarantee every seat on every flight is on a big, comfortable Boeing 737.
You are now free to move about the country.
What if we took a moment to rethink our priorities? What if we rethink power and what it means to be strong? What if we rethink beauty and what it means to truly interact? What if we took the time to realize that our neighborhood is actually much bigger than we think? At Saturn, we chose to rethink things. That's what makes us who we are, who we've always been. We chose to create 2 of the most affordable hybrids in the country, making it much easier to drive responsibly. We rethought what it means to be protected by offering a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty on all of our vehicles. We even rethought every car we sell, now offering 5 totally new models. Yeah, we may just be a car company, but we're rethinking what a car company can be. Just something to rethink about.
It's the biggest new comedy hit since the Ice Age, and now's your chance to join the club.
Not a club.
Make a man-date for cavemen. Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC. Start here.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Visit Southwest.com. Powered by Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA. And Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
We're back at Purdue, and the Buckeyes continue to play with that attitude. And I'm going to ask Kirk Herbstreit a question, because all of us, of course, remember that fateful night in the desert last January when this Ohio State team ran into the Florida Gators. We're going to talk about that right after this down here. Change up by Todd Beckman, their quarterback. Now Purdue shows blitz. Now they're coming on the run. Wells breaks free, steps out 11 yards, and a 1st and 10. So, Kirk, take me back, because I know you've been around Trussell since that fateful night.
Well, I think this is one of the more embarrassing nights for Ohio State, for the players that were involved. A lot of these players are back this year. They're not reliving it over and over, but they don't want to ever forget the feeling that they had when they got embarrassed in the national championship, 41-14. They actually have a picture up on their bulletin board that stays up all year. It says a real buck kicking, which was Troy Smith getting destroyed. So they're subtle reminders, and I think the defense plays with a chip on their shoulder because of the way they played that night.
Yeah, here's Wells again, and partner, they jump up to number 4. Very important. I talked to someone who follows the BCS very, very closely, Jerry Palm, who's here tonight, and I said, Jerry, who would be 1 and 2 right now, in what order? He said, coming into tonight, LSU would be 1 and USC would be number 2, but he said the Buckeyes would be stalking that spot depending on what happens, you know, the next few weeks with their games. They are very much in the thick of things again. LSU's having trouble with the Gators tonight.
Absolutely. All Ohio State needs to control their own destiny is an LSU loss, because Cal and USC play one another.
Exactly. Battling toward that yellow line, of course, is Chris Wells. And, of course, I think Jerry told me that it is October 13th or 14th that the first BCS rankings officially
14.
come out. And I've got to say, with what's going on with the top 10, maybe it's time for everybody to wait on the rankings until we get more evidence about these teams.
Absolutely. We wanted to see how good Ohio State really was. There's still plenty of football to be played tonight, but I think they're making a very strong statement to the nation about how good they are. Right now they're playing and looking a lot like their national championship caliber teams over the last 3 or 4 years.
There's Todd over the top, and Kirk, I know you know, he was coached by his father, right? Tim in high school. That was down in St. Henry, Ohio. This is Todd Beckman now, and his brother Toby is an athlete and played down in Cincinnati. Is that where he went to play?
Well, I think so. But the one thing about St. Henry, Ohio, Jim Lachey, who's a great player.
Right next to us in the radio booth.
Yep, great athlete in his time. Bobby Hoying and Tommy Hoying. Jeff Hardings went to Penn State, played in the NFL for a number of years. Small town, has produced a lot of great athletes.
Protection, snaps it high. What a grab at the 38-yard line by Robisky. Terry's son doing it again.
Well, this is a great throw right between 2 linebackers, and Robisky is about as sweet as receiver you're going to see put on a uniform for anybody at the collegiate level. His dad did a great job in coaching him over the years. His dad now is a wide receiver coach for the Miami Dolphins. I'm sure he's proud watching tonight the kind of year that Brian Robisky is off to, and it continues tonight. Great route runner and a great athlete.
21 more yards. He got 64 in the night. Beckman going end zone. Jump ball pulled away by the Boilermakers, and that's David Pender, their second interception. And folks, this one could have saved 6 for the Boilermakers.
Ohio State continues to challenge Purdue downfield. Beckman had a lot of success with that in the first half, came up with some scores and big plays. Tonight, in the second half, we've seen Purdue's secondary make big plays. First, Brandon King. This time, Pender goes up over the much taller Brian Hartline and makes a heck of an interception. Look at him go up in the air to make that play.
Just ripped it away.
Sure did. Showed great strength. What tremendous athletic ability in full speed there to go up and take it away from Hartline. The problem is the ball is at their own 1-yard line.
And now, oh yeah, we got 99 to go against this defense here. And they're stomping and snorting, and Painter on first down goes far side incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. And you saw Donald Washington over there. And it was interesting what Joe Tiller said to Lisa, that the basic problem they're having is with this Buckeye speed.
Yeah, the speed of the Ohio State defense. You know, Todd Beckman's going to have to regroup a bit. 2 interceptions, last couple possessions for Ohio State, and he did the same thing twice. Put a little bit too much air under the ball and allowed the defender to come up and make the play. Underthrew both of them because of the amount of air and the touch on his deep ball. Both those interceptions.
Corey Sheets is number 24. Jordan Grimes is the right guard, 66, just getting down. They snap it off complete. Third down play coming up. Greg Orton, the receiver. He's the junior from Dayton.
Purdue stuck between a rock and a hard spot, being pinned back in their own territory, but they have to continue to be aggressive. At this point in the game, they don't help themselves by being conservative and being careful and cautious. They have to continue to be willing to take a few chances, which is very risky against this opportunistic Buckeye defense.
See Laurinaitis crouching down. Painter in trouble. Throws it incomplete. Lyman, the intended receiver on that play, and there was heat all over that front.
For Curtis Painter, he happened to look to his right based on the coverage, Brent. If he would have stuck with his tight end, who's been pretty effective tonight on third down, he had him breaking free right in between the middle of the linebackers, wide open for about a 10-yard gain, but he looked to the right, never even looked Keller's way.
Now Armstrong, standing in his own end zone, needs to get him out of trouble here. Small and Hartline are back deep. Here comes Hartline. Cuts the 35, daylight to the 29-yard line, and well, Beckman can make amends for those 2 interceptions right now. So we'll see what the 6'5" junior quarterback from St. Henry, Ohio can do this time.
It's all in the details. With award-winning design, designed to perform. Pontiac, designed for action.
Everyone's yapping about DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket, and I will let you choose from every game every Sunday. If I can watch every game on Sunday, what am I going to read about in the John on Monday?
Join now and get 4 months free of our Best TV package with DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket.
IBM presents the 25 greatest players ever. Number 20, Charlie Trippi. In a college career that straddled service in World War II, Trippi was the MVP of the 1943 Rose Bowl, won the Maxwell Award, and led Georgia to a perfect season in 1946. IBM, getting it done.
Charlie Trippi was one of the greats, all right, and there are the fellows that we have unveiled as we count down to number 1, which will be revealed at the Rose Bowl here on ABC. Some great players already. You can just imagine who's coming up next on that list. And now the Buckeyes, they've been slowed by this Purdue defense since midway through the second quarter. It's 17-0 here.
This is an example of how you benefit from having a great defense. You throw an interception, 3 and out, a punt return, and you net about 25 yards.
Throws a strike to Small on first down, and he steps out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, Kirk.
I think that's the difference from what we have seen now 5 or 6 games in with Ohio State, is that last year they made it to the national championship game with a young defense, breaking in 8 or 9 new starters. This year, it's a new offense, and they have a veteran defense. Right now, from what we've seen, this team has the makings of looking as good, if not even better, than the team last year that went to the championship game.
And Reese Wells, hair flied and short of the first down. Anthony Haygood, number 42. He's a young man, went into the coaches. was about 4th or 5th on the depth chart at running back and said, I'd like to take a crack at linebackers. They said, if you want to do it, we'll let you try. They never expected him to progress like he has. He's from Chester, Pennsylvania, and he's a young man who had a scholarship to Penn State, which was taken away, the last one, when they recruited a running back over there. And so Haygood is really looking forward to the Penn State-Purdue game. And now it's 3rd down and 3 for the Bucs. They come at him, and they get to him. Haygood was coming along with Eugene Bright. So 42 and 45 applying the pressure that time. And now it is field goal time. Remember early on in the first half, I should say late in the first half, Kirk, Trussell passed up a field goal opportunity.
Well, this time, getting late in the game, he knows that he's going to have to bring it. The pressure from Brock Spack, and they're making great plays right now. The adjustments that they've made, it's simply let's bring pressure against this Ohio State offensive line and against Todd Beckman, and they've had a lot of success with it, especially with Haygood.
39-yarder for Pretorius, and it's good. So it's a 20-0 game. Boilermakers, though, are still in it if they can do anything against Jim Trussell's defense.
You've taken a journey filled with surprises. You set your sights on a destination and arrived exactly where you wanted to go. With Pacific Life, you're ready for wherever that road leads to next. As you head towards your future, count on Pacific Life. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
You'll love this. Watch. The mirrors make bigger, better.
Well, it's fast, sharp, it's big, but they got rules. It's amazing.
It's the mirrors.
DLP HD TV. Millions of tiny mirrors make the biggest pictures better.
Save big at Circuit City and CircuitCity.com on select DLP HD TVs.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, cool sour cream, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
The extreme power of Energizer Lithium, the world's longest lasting AA battery and high-tech devices. Energizer, keep going.
I can't believe Hearst is giving away a free tank of gas.
Free gas?
Complimentary.
On the house.
No charge.
$1 less than $1.
Donut.
Bagel.
Double bagel.
Goose egg.
Chicken egg.
Dinosaur egg.
Diddly.
Diddly squat.
El Zippo.
Zero.
Freebo.
Freebie.
Airball.
Bubkish.
Diddly.
You said that.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Nil. Who do they think they are?
The Hertz Family Pack. Family-sized vehicles, great rates, and the first tank of gas is on us.
Nip.
Nip.
Near.
Nyek.
Zip.
Zed.
Zilch.
Carpoolers, a new comedy, Tuesdays, 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC. Start here.
This game being broadcast on ABC HD, presented by DLP HD TV. And we've had our great HD aerial shots tonight, courtesy of our friends at Outback Steakhouse, the Outback Steakhouse Airship Bloomin' Onion 1. Of course, they provide aerial coverage for great sporting events across this land. We get ready now for the Ohio State kickoff following their field goal. Buckeyes are up 20. Time remaining in the third, 7:43. And we'll see what Bryant can do from the 9-yard line. Slips a tackle, battles his way to the 25-yard line. So Curtis Painter brings the offense back out here, needing 3 touchdowns, and they haven't been close to 1 here so far tonight. They have 112 total yards, the Boilermakers. Because of the sacks, they have only 1 yard rushing and 111 throwing the ball. Buckeyes showing you where they are easily the #1 defense in the Big Ten, and Painter keeps it. Time now for today's timeline. presented by Sports Authorities. We look back at the great Lenny Dawson, who was here, 54 through 56. Bob Greasy, another notable Purdue quarterback, won the Heisman. Mike Phipps played a long time in the NFL also. Mark Herman, he was here, so they've had some legendary quarterbacks. And there's Drew Brees, who took them out to Pasadena, and the last time they appeared in the Rose Bowl. Breaking free for a first down at the 39-yard line, and you know who that powerful runner is, number 28, Dustin Keller, the senior.
Well, if I'm Curtis Painter, I'm looking to number 28 almost every time that I drop back to throw, because he has a matchup opportunity against Marcus Freeman and the other athletic Ohio State linebackers where he can outrun them once he catches the football for big yards.
That's huge. Huh? That's bobbled. Diving on it is Painter.
You know, Keller came in as a wide receiver to Purdue. Came in about 6'4", 205 pounds. He's from Lafayette. They decided to get a red shirt him. He put on about 25 or 30 pounds, moved him to an H-back tight end. And I think he's one of the better receiving tight ends that you're going to see in this nation.
Short of the first downs. Bring up a third down after that grab by Greg Orton, and we check in with Matt Weiner in New York.
All right, Brett, let's get you this nominee for the Pontiac game-changing performance. Virginia Tech and Clemson, key ACC game, 10-0 Hokies when Eddie Royal collects this punt, takes it 82 yards the other way. 5th straight win for Virginia Tech over Clemson.
All right, Matt, and here, intercepted, was it? Incomplete. Umpire right there signals incomplete. And that was Marcus Freeman, number 1, been very, very active.
Well, Freeman had a chance to make an interception here just about because of the pressure that Ohio State applies. Cameron Hayward, the true freshman from one end, and Vern Golston on the other. Freeman has the ball in his hands as he takes a step or two. Definitely came out and hit the surface.
The umpire was right there.
Coaches say that Cameron Hayward, the true freshman, the son of Ironhead Hayward, is going to be a star.
Armstrong again. No signal at the 10-yard line. So Small opted to catch the ball right there without signaling fair catch, and that's where they'll put it in play after that hit by Aaron Lane, who's been a star. And Tuesdays, folks, a comedy hit. 4 guys who do it in the diamond lane. United they drive, divided they stall. Make a mandate and share a ride with Carpoolers Tuesday at 8:30, 7:30 Central on ABC. Start right here. Carpoolers.
Now I'm not as familiar with that one. You have to fill me in after the show on that one.
Yeah, that's a new one for me too, to be perfectly honest. First down and 10 now, and Beckman and the Bucks are bottled up here, but he come up firing on first down. Incomplete. Robisky, number 80, the intended target. It's going to be 2nd down at 10. Boy, Tressel
still going.
Is really throwing the ball on first down here tonight.
He has been opening it up and showing an aggressive side to his play calling. I think most fans expected Ohio State to be conservative with the play calling on the road, but you can see those 26 passes, quite a few of those have come on 1st and 10. Which I think it's always a great thing to open up the running lanes to get back to your bread and butter of Beanie Wells.
We'll change up on a timeout. And Brandon King showed pressure coming over to the side. Beckman spotted him. And by the time he got back, time running down a little bit, so he'll use a timeout and go over and talk about it. We'll take a break right now.
Dell XPS M1330, designed for performance. Powered by Intel Centrino Duo. Dell, yours is here.
They pick up touchdowns, pick up the bucks, and pick up their teams. Enterprise salutes NCAA student athletes for picking us all up. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, cool sour cream, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
We are back. Second down coming up. Back on the 10-yard line after taking that timeout. And certainly the Boilermakers could use a little help from above right now. Trailing by 20. Here's Wells. Breaks one tackle but could not break the second. Justin Scott, a strong safety, up to make the play, and it looks like Beanie is shaken up again here. He'll be headed to the remember, as Kirk told you in the first half, he's been bothered by that ankle almost all season. We can take a look. Maybe got a little twisted here, Kirk.
You got to wonder if this ankle isn't just going to become an issue for him to deal with throughout the entire year, unless he's able to take a week off. I don't know when. Yeah, he rolls up on
I'd say.
Yeah. I don't know when he's going to get a chance to try to get it rested and healed. And what Ohio State coaching staff wants to see is him be able to block that pain out the best that he can and be able to try to fight through that.
Now, of course, obviously they have Mo Wells behind it, but the coaches told us this morning that Brandon Sane, he was Mr. Football in Ohio. He's been out for 2 games after undergoing arthroscopic surgery. He is here tonight. Number 3 is with the Buckeyes, and he's available if they need to spell Maurice Wells here. And there's a great looking counter play. Close to a first down, depending on where the spot is on that counter. He got it. Heyman signals it right away.
What a big play. And one thing about Maurice Wells is he's a great change of pace, completely different style of back from what you see from Beanie Wells, who has the power. When Maurice Wells comes in, he's got a lot more quickness, and that time that quickness was able to get up to the upfield and again pick up a valuable first down deep in their own territory.
I cannot say enough about this offensive line here tonight, although the Purdue defense was equal to that challenge. But Kirk, help me out. Have they been called for one false start in here tonight? I cannot remember it. Boone, Raring, Cordell, Person, and Barton. No false starts by that offensive line. Folks, what's your favorite NFL team when they're in a noisy stadium? When they go into Indianapolis and play the Colts or somebody, see if they can make it through a game without one false start.
Jim Tressel told us this week, mentally, maybe the best offensive line that he's had since he's been the head coach at Ohio State.
4-12, pressure coming by the Boilermakers. Beckman goes up over the top, incomplete. I want to tell you something, folks. There have been some crazy things happen this year, but wait until you hear this one. This is unbelievable as we send you to Matt Weiner. Story of the year.
Could be, Brent. USC's 35-game home win streak and a lot more in peril right now. Stanford down 6. Tavita Pritchard, first start, hits Mark Bradford in the end zone. They reviewed it. It stuck, as did the point after. And the Cardinal lead USC 24-23, less than a minute to go. And the Trojans are very much on the ropes.
Matt, stay hot. 49 seconds to go there, and everybody wants to know the outcome of this one. Is that a fumble? Umpire waiting to signal. Russell's out saying it's an incomplete pass.
One of the officials says fumble.
The football. Payman stepped in there.
Brent, Todd Beckman got back to throw the football, started to give it a pump fake, but the ball slipped out of his hands as his arm was coming forward, and he stopped moving his arm. The ball slipped out of his hands, and Purdue jumped on top of it.
That was Jared Swilling, we think, Kirk, who pounced on it. He's a junior from Evansville, Indiana. Number 54 down there, and a golden opportunity. I am still in shock, folks. Stanford was a 40-point underdog against USC. Now let me see. LSU's been in trouble.
LSU is
Could
in
1
trouble.
and 2 possible? Could California move to 1 tonight, sitting on the couch and pulling for Stanford? I mean, this is unbelievable as we await that. But let's take a look at this. Now, is the arm going forward here?
I've asked officials about this all the time. When a quarterback's arm is coming forward and the ball slips from his hand, is that a fumble or is that an incompletion? And the ruling that I've gotten every time is if his arm is coming forward at all, now, whether it slips out of his hand or not, it's an incompletion. This time it looks like Beckman's arm comes forward. He tries to stop moving his arm, and that's when the ball came forward for the fumble.
I saw the replay booth, and Jimmy McHugh's over there at the intermission out here. And they said, yeah, nice quiet first half. We hope it stays that way.
Yeah,
They wind up, they've got that interception on the sideline, and now they've got this.
The ruling on the field is reversed. It's an incomplete pass, 4th down.
What I just said, the officials that I've met with all the time, because this is the one that I always want to make sure. When their arm is coming forward, even if the ball slips out of their hands, it is called an incompletion, and they reverse it.
The world has not been the same since the dreaded tuck rule. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 4th down and 11.
Boy, that is a tough break for Purdue. Had a chance to have the ball inside the Ohio State 20.
Well, we'll see what Bryant could do with this punt here. Kirk, whistle before the snap. Timeout? Oh, there was only 10 men out there, so they used the timeout. So they get the 11th man out on the field. A bit of a mental blunder here by Trustle's crew, and you can see they're down to their last timeout. And let's go to Lisa.
Sideline getting that ankle retaped for the 2nd time in this game. The head trainer, Doug Callan, was asking him, are you okay to go? And Beanie kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. You could tell that it is a little sore and that it is giving him some problems. But Beanie Wells has been told for the last couple of weeks, like Kirk mentioned, that Jim Tressel has asked him to be a warrior. He keeps saying, Coach wants me to be a warrior, and I'm going to try to play through it. Brent?
All right, Lisa. And now. So 11 men on the field now, and pressure, they come after it. Here's Bryant, driven back by, what a beautiful punt that is, out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And A.J. Trapasso, we get word from out west there's about 20 seconds left. And the Stanford Cardinal on the verge of, you know, Appalachian State is Appalachian State. I mean, that stands alone. But this one's as big, folks. You're playing #1 down there, and you're a 40-point underdog. Amazing.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, from what I understand, USC has a 4th down at their own 35-yard line.
Wow.
And time is running out. It doesn't look good for the Trojans. This is one of the biggest upsets.
I love your BlackBerry.
Man, you've been making fun of me. Now you love it.
Oh, what a hit on Bryant that time. And right after that pop by Washington, let's go to Matt Weiner in New York. What's happened, Matt?
Brett, it is all over in L.A. Trojans with the ball. Last gasp. John David Booty is picked off. 5th USC turnover of the game. Stanford pulls the monumental upset. Pete Carroll, incredulous. #2 has gone down. #5 has already lost today. And look at #1 LSU trailing Florida 17-7. That game midway through the 3rd quarter.
Matt Tremors through the world of college football. Painter going deep, and he overthrew Bryant. He had him open that time. He had him right there, Kirk.
Well, he had him in the middle of the Ohio State defense. I don't want to get too technical here, but you always hear the term Tampa 2. What Tampa 2's defense means is you have 2 safeties that stay on half of the field and staying deep as they can vertically. And the middle linebacker, James Laurinaitis, has to get back and play the middle of the field to try to prevent plays like that across the middle. That time, Bryant had a chance, but the ball was thrown behind him.
Yo, Buckeye fans. Here's the bad name of the night, Jim Harbaugh. I had to kneel a little bit, you know.
That's a good name for them tonight.
Coach of the Stanford Cardinal. Gets it done. That's the one Wolverine they like. You're right.
Right now they love it.
It's Painter. Good point. He's their favorite Wolverine of all time.
Of all time, anything that he's ever done, including the prediction in 1986 that Michigan would beat Ohio State, is all now trumped after Stanford knocks off USC. I think it's bigger than Appalachian State beating Michigan because of how significant it is to the landscape of college football. USC loses. Right now, LSU is on the rope 17-7 at half to Florida. They'll shoot up in the
They're back in the third period. They started the second half.
They'll move up
17-13. We get word on that game.
That one's a long way from being over.
Exactly. Here's Small now cutting back over to the left. No flag. Now let's take a look here. 5 turnovers. So John David Booty, no Heisman Trophy. Okay. There's the game-winning touchdown pass. How many of you can tell me something about Tavita Pritchard?
Yeah, all I can tell you it's
his first career start, right?
Yeah, the starting quarterback was out, Ostrander, and they put in Pritchard. Throws a game-winning touchdown pass in the Los Angeles Coliseum to knock off the USC Trojans, and John David Booty's woes continue. We thought it'd be a matter of time until he and his young receivers got into sync. Not today.
Wells. And now the Buckeyes are in a beauty contest. California is idle, I believe, this week, right? I'm right about that, aren't I?
Yes,
they're off. Okay. So they're sitting back there on the couch. Here are the Buckeyes and Jim Tressel weaving a shutout on the road. As I recall, they're about a 7-point favorite coming into this game. Regardless, their defense has been outstanding. Who's going to be 1, 2, and 3 next week?
Well, we'll see what happens in Baton Rouge. Like I said, that football game still has a lot of time left, and LSU
prior to the snap, false start, offense number 63.
LSU can never underestimate their ability to come back in a football game.
There's the first one. Ben Person.
Yep.
Yep.
But you're right about Ohio State making a statement, and we'll see how they finish here. Their defense is playing lights out. They've played lights out all year, but tonight against Curtis Painter and the Boilermaker offense, it's been just going right through defenses. They have stepped up and I think taken advantage of this big window to show that they're a top 2 or 3 team.
First down and 15. Complete and daylight. Hartline in a foot race to the 15-yard line. Anthony Haygood able to get Bryan on that play. That's 41 yards.
Well, Robisky gets most of the attention, but Hartline gives him another receiver that has speed and acceleration through the secondary. They've been going vertically downfield. This time, they decide to go underneath the coverage because Torrey Williams and the Boilers were sitting back. They hit a quick slant, and boy, Hartline showed a pretty good burst there. Almost took it to the end zone.
Here's Wells, and he is stopped at battling to pick up tough couple of yards there. Dan Bick was the man in the middle. Of course, last week, Arizona State 41, Stanford 3.
Well, everybody.
How do you figure?
I mean, everybody's been beating Stanford. It's been a tough start for Jim Harbaugh, and he's been talking trash about USC when he first got the job. He was poking. He was poking the bear, saying, "Oh yeah, hey."
Yeah, everybody said, well, "Don't do that, Jimmy."
Yeah, you're gonna make it.
In fact, I talked to a Stanford guy and said, "Keep your mouth shut. Don't do that." But hey, guess what? It worked. One for the ages tonight as Wells for the Buckeyes keeps battling away close to the 5-yard line down there, and I wonder if the players over there. I'm not sure this crowd's been told yet.
Should we yell it across the way there? Let them know. They're doing just fine on their own.
Yeah, that's right.
As I said, from the opening kickoff, they took the crowd out of the game. Yeah. They made a statement with their defense and their offense because of the way Jim Tressel's attacking. I think they played very well considering this is their really first big test on the road. They're doing all they can to show the voters that they're a powerhouse this year.
Is Wells, and he's short of the first down. So this is going to bring up a 4th down decision here. And the seconds tick away on the 3rd quarter. Jim Trussell and the Buckeyes in the mix for a shot at another national championship. The ESPN Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
What is it?
Looks like a giant ball of cables.
It's getting bigger! It's getting bigger! Ned, what does it all mean?
It means we got an IBM Blade Center. The smartest way to optimize our IT. Easier to deploy, more flexible. We don't need all those cables anymore.
The IBM Blade Center and quad-core Intel Xeon processor.
I gotta take it all.
The Pontiac GXP Performance Series isn't faster than the speed of light. But one is faster than a Porsche Boxster. And another is faster than a BMW X5. The Pontiac GXP Performance Series. Designed for action.
Wednesday at 10/9 Central.
Oh my God!
No, you're so high!
It's not easy being a lawyer for the wealthiest family in Manhattan.
You ever made a sex tape?
You mean like a mixtape?
An all-new Dirty Sexy Money. Wednesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new cheesy beefy melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
Growing up at our house, we learned that the customers always come first.
That's why Jack Mattia Honda has become one of the largest Honda dealerships in Northeast Ohio.
We prove our commitment to you every day with low prices on a huge inventory of all the hard-to-get vehicles.
We have over 100 new Honda Accords in stock, and this month only buy a brand new Honda Accord for only a penny over what we pay.
We're located at the corner of I-90 and Route 57 in Elyria, and we're just 10 minutes from Crocker Park.
Jack Mattia Honda, where we still do business with a handshake.
Get superior marketing and sell your home for $995 with Next Home.
Matt Weiner in New York. USC may not be the only big home favorite to go down in LA tonight. UCLA trails to Notre Dame. Bruins have turned it over 3 times. Jimmy Clausen with the sneak there. Just the Irish's 7th offensive touchdown in 6 games, but good enough for a 7-point lead nearing the end of the 3rd quarter at the Rose Bowl.
Expect anything, Matt. That's this year.
Yeah.
20-0 right now. The Buckeyes shutting out Purdue, and the 4th-ranked team figures to move up at least 1 spot.
That is my theme for the year. It's really the reason I picked Florida this morning on game day. Expect the unexpected is the whole reason I picked Florida to win down in Baton Rouge. I think they just scored another touchdown, by the way. The Gators just scored another one.
That blackberry is beautiful, as Pretorius text on. And you know, our legend, Gene Katie, was in the booth just a few moments ago, so let's hear what he had to say here to the assembled folks.
Okay, everyone, let's help the team get some points. On your feet. It's time to shout.
Right now, down 23. The Buckeyes kicking it off, and it'll come out on the 20-yard line. And so here's the shocker, folks. And let me give you what they say. And our old friend Paul Harvey would say, now you're about to learn the rest of the story. The young man who caught the winning touchdown pass, Mark Bradford, okay? His father died just hours last Friday, and they didn't know whether he would even be able to play. And he made the game and caught the winning touchdown pass against USC tonight. Mark Bradford, playing with the heaviest of hearts, makes that catch that you saw. Matt Weiner showed it to you in the corner of the end zone. Folks, it just doesn't get any better than what we've just heard there. Incomplete, and again, another strong play by Donald Washington, the sophomore from Indianapolis.
Donald Washington, so excited to have an opportunity to come back to the state of Indiana. Long jump champ his junior and senior year at Franklin Central High School in Indianapolis, and showed tremendous ability there. Malcolm Jenkins gets most of the credit for the Ohio State secondary, along with Anderson Russell. What a nice play, and he kept his left hand off of Orton while he went up into the air and batted that ball away. And he wasn't greedy. He didn't go for the interception, just knocked it down. Great play by Washington.
Second down and 10. Painter drops it off to his running back, and he's short. Now I want to take you back to the AP Top 10, the All-State Standings Review, and you see LSU is losing by 10 right now. The Trojans have lost. Now there's California sitting at home, and here are the Buckeyes. Folks, if Florida can hang on, it figures that California and Ohio State would be 1-2 come sundown tomorrow.
Say that again.
To me. California and Ohio State 1-2.
You know what you just did? You just said now people in Columbus in the state of Ohio are calling their travel agents in New Orleans. They're going to get they're going to get real excited now.
Incomplete. Wow. Anderson Russell making that stop. Crowd wanted a penalty flag on it, but this secondary, let me talk about Malcolm Jenkins, Anderson Russell, Kurt Coleman, Donald Washington, Chimde Chikwa, and folks, a four-star recruit hasn't even played tonight, or at least I haven't seen him, Kirk, and that's Eugene Clifford. He nicked a little bit.
He's not been out there. The thing that I'm seeing beyond the experience and ability are the intangibles. This is a tight-knit group on the defensive side of the football. I think it goes back to the embarrassment in the desert against Florida. They've lived with that for a long time, and that helps fuel their fire.
Here's Hartline again. Cut to the right into a little bit of traffic there, didn't he? Then down at the 49-yard line. Wow. 2 weeks. I can never remember 2 weeks quite like this. Ever. Can you, Carter?
Nope.
Timeout.
Hi, welcome to Conglomerated Airlines. We have 2 emergency exits on this plane. One in the front of the plane and one in the rear. Sit back, relax, enjoy your 4-hour, 50-minute flight.
On Southwest Airlines, you'll never fly in a small plane. We guarantee every seat on every flight is on a big, comfortable Boeing 737.
You are now free to move about the country.
Love is like candy on a shelf. You want to taste and help yourself. The sweetest things are there for you. Help yourself, take a few. That's what I want you to do. Just help yourself.
Treat yourself to the rich, decadent taste of Diet Dr. Pepper. There's nothing diet about it.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Rogue. With our intuitive all-wheel drive system that reacts to the road in 1/10 of a second. And a fuel-efficient 27 miles per gallon. It's a whole new crossover from Nissan. The all-new Nissan Rogue. Game on.
Last Wednesday,
how many people have you touched?
27 million viewers were touched. This Wednesday,
watch out!
The groundbreaking new hit is packing a punch. An all-new Pushing Daisies, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, followed by an all-new Private Practice on ABC.
I'm Matt Weiner in New York. Let's get you caught up on what's happening in Death Valley. Right out of the half, LSU goes on a marathon touchdown drive. Florida comes right back. Tim Tebow to a lonesome Cornelius Ingram for the touchdown. It's Tebow's second touchdown pass of the night. Previously, LSU had allowed 1 touchdown pass all season long. Gators on top by 10 late in the third.
Lonesome indeed, Matt. Nobody within 10 yards of him on that touchdown pass. And here the Buckeyes dominating Purdue in a battle of the Big Ten unbeatens tonight. Already Illinois has picked off the number 5 ranked team, Wisconsin. And Kirk, take a look at our Pacific Life game summary.
Well, Todd Beckman got off to a quick start. And a lot of it, really, again, you have to give Jim Tressel all the credit in the world for giving confidence and faith in Todd Beckman to be able to throw the football downfield. Ray Small with a big touchdown. Hartline had a crossing route into the end zone right away. Ohio State took the crowd out of the game, up 14. Then they handed the game over to the defense. The Buckeye defense has been swarming, flying to the football, and of course have come up with 3 field goals to go along with that effort from the offense and defense.
Beckman goes long. Robisky's covered and picked off. Coming up over the top is Tory Williams, the senior from Texas. That's the 3rd interception tonight.
As good as Ohio State has looked, and if they end up winning this game, Jim Tressel will have plenty to work with his offense, and in particular his quarterback, Todd Beckman. 3rd time this happened. That on the deep ball, Todd Beckman has telegraphed the throw and allowed the safety enough time to come over and make the interception. Tory Williams took advantage of a high ball, and when the quarterback's eyes down his intended target for 2 or 3 seconds and then puts it up in the air, a good safety will come over and make that play every time. Nice play by Tory Williams.
And those are the 3 Buckeye turnovers tonight. There's been 1 turnover by Purdue. But still, the Buckeyes dominating 23-0 because of the defense.
How about every time they turn it over, it's inside Purdue's own 5-yard line?
Which is good as a punt, burying him inside the 5. Complete. Keller again. He's been their best target tonight, picking up the 1st down for the Boilermakers. They've got 13 minutes to work with. Trailing by 23. They've really got to get this ball downfield, and there's just no indication they can beat this defensive backfield of the Buckeyes.
The odds of them driving length of the field are not very good, but Todd Beckman putting the ball in the air, taking chances downfield. All 3 interceptions were on the deep ball, and again, either underthrown or putting too much touch on the ball and letting the safety come over to make the play.
Incomplete. And again, it was that linebacker, Marcus Freeman, with coverage that time. There's no daylight there when you work against this Buckeye defense.
You're right about that, but go back to Todd Beckman and his defense. Even though he's making mistakes, really the first time he's been on the road in this kind of climate, dealing with the adversity of the crowd, that's part of his process of growing up and becoming a finished product down the road when they get into some tougher environments in Happy Valley and, of course, up in Ann Arbor late in the years.
Painter's in trouble. Incomplete. Crowd again wanting a penalty. Then one of those nights for Painter, 19 of 41 for 153 yards.
Came in averaging 308 yards per game, completing 67% of his passes. Has been in with his receivers. The timing and the rhythm has been outstanding. We've been marveling about his decision-making coming into this game, and tonight it's not all on him, but he's not been in rhythm at all.
Bucks rush 3. Reception for a 1st and 10. Snaps it off to Selwyn Lyman, the junior from Fort Wayne.
Part of the reason he's not had a chance to again get in sync is because Ohio State, the job that they have done in creating confusion. This time he has enough time to come back to the backside, and one of the few times that we've seen all night, he finds Lyman for another 1st down.
Has time. Complete to Lyman again. Lyman's a young man who they were very concerned about. Last spring, he was stabbed in the chest in an off-campus dispute, and felt that he was more an innocent bystander. Wrong place, wrong time, and it was a lung that was damaged. But he's been able to come back, remarkably so, and play with the team this fall. Bounced, incomplete. This will be 3rd down, and Our monster upsets are none bigger than what we have seen tonight with Stanford. But I agree with you; those are the three biggest, certainly, of the year.
Well, Appy State was one of those sports when you heard it, you hit the floor. And then Colorado knocking off Oklahoma when they were really struggling with Coach Hawkins. And then Stanford tonight. I would probably, if I were to put them in order, as I said, I would put Stanford at the top just because of the importance and what it means to eventually the BCS standings that will be coming out in another week.
On third down, complete for a first down at the 43-yard line. Greg Orton, the junior from Dayton, he's caught a few balls tonight thrown by Curtis. Joe Tiller cannot be happy with the performance of the offense here tonight. His defense battled back, but by the time they did, they were quickly down 2 touchdowns in the opening quarter. They trailed 14-0 first quarter, and they have not been able to recover. Blitz coming, and down. He is sacked by Anderson Russell. That's the second time that Anderson's got there tonight, and we check in again with Matt.
All right, Brent, and all the excitement, I almost forgot to give you our nominee for the AT&T ESPN All-America Player of the Week. Illinois' Richard Mendenhall made a captain this week by his teammates and came through with 3 touchdowns in the win over number 5 Wisconsin. Text vote to 87654 and your AT&T wireless phone to cast your vote.
Yeah, Richard Mendenhall is, man, he's perhaps one of the most unheralded running backs in the country. He was tough today for Zook in the Illini. Painter and almost intercepted. Should have been picked off by Anderson Russell that time. This just in, my friend. Cincinnati 21, Rutgers 20 in the third quarter.
The Cincinnati Bearcats.
They're rolling, man. Hey, Ohio State might be the second best team in the state.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But the Ohio State defense tonight is not only played well, but think about what Purdue has done. We keep talking about this. Averaging 45. I know they haven't played great opponents, but 45 points against air is pretty good.
And Notre Dame, they beat up on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They led 23 at the half. And tonight, the Fighting Irish battling for their lives on the West Coast against UCLA. Comes in underneath, complete to the 45-yard line. Dan Dierking, the freshman, his daddy, Scott Dierking, played here at Purdue and then spent 8 years in the National Football League. And of course, Jason Taylor would have been one of their backs, but he broke an arm a couple games ago and he hasn't been seen since. They're hopeful they'll get him back. And fourth down, and the punter trots onto the field, and that brings the boos raining down. This crowd wants to go for it right here. What do you think, Kurt?
I think it really doesn't matter. I think the punt is probably the best call at this point.
Jared hangs it up now, and Small, he doesn't like that fair catch. Going to see if he can find it. He got great speed. And he is down at the 25-yard line. That was Anthony Haygood over there on the punt team.
You know the old saying from Coach Cooper, you want to gamble with my chips.
Good one.
Nissan Titan is a strategic vision total quality award leader. It's also the only truck tough enough to deliver college football's most coveted award. The Heisman, brought to you by the Nissan Titan.
Ooh, the never-ending pasta bowl is going on.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new smoked mozzarella Alfredo. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $8.95. Have all you want.
Comfortable in jeans that are tough. I'm comfortable in Wrangler.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Satisfaction guaranteed. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's a home insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
What if there were a place where people still believe they can change?
We are back here in West Lafayette, and the Ohio State Buckeyes looking to move up, and who knows how high already. Number 2, USC has fallen tonight. Number 1, LSU is in trouble against Florida. You got to go back to the mid-90s, the last time 1 and 2 were picked off. That would be Nebraska and Tennessee. They lost to Arizona State and Florida, respectively. Arizona State beating Nebraska and Florida beating Tennessee. And, of course, still to be determined. And the Irish are up by 20-6, we are told, over UCLA. What a year.
Yeah, if the score holds up in Baton Rouge and the Gators end up knocking off the LSU Tigers, I think Cal will move up to number 1. The problem with Cal moving up to number 1 for a lot of people around the country, they don't watch Pac-10 football unless it involves USC.
What do you mean? We had Cal on Saturday Night Football.
Week 1.
Everybody saw
how many people saw him play last week against Oregon? That was a huge win for them to go to Eugene and win that game. So for now, they'll be slotted, I would think, at number 1. Again, if Florida ends up beating LSU, and Ohio State will move to number 2 in the country.
Let's check in down below with Lisa. Lisa, this is some week in college football.
Oh, Brent, I asked James Laurinaitis earlier this week about the buzz in the locker room and in practice this week about being ranked number 4, and he said, I haven't had a single conversation with anyone about it. And he said, in all the years that I've been at Ohio State, Coach Tressel has never brought it up. And Brent, you remember at breakfast this morning, we asked Tressel if that's true, and he said, absolutely not. He said the rankings are irrelevant, except, of course, he said, when you're number 1 and end up number 2. I had something to say about that.
Exactly. And but the fans, they would vote.
You better
and now we see Brandon Sane, who I told you was here. And this is his series now on 3rd down. Very talented freshman. Great speed. Look out if he gets an alley. At the 40 for a first down, Brandon King. And we're also told, Kirk, if LSU loses, and let's say you're right, that Cal climbs to number 1. The last time that the Bears were number 1, you got to go all the way back to October of 1951. My era.
I was going to say, it's the heyday. 1951.
And that was, I'm trying to think, Pappy Waldorf was there in the late 40s.
Yeah.
They played Northwestern in a Rose Bowl back there in 49. Think about that. Jackie Jensen was a great running back. You don't remember those guys. It's first down and 10.
That's when they planted those trees that those boys were up.
Guys were tough in that day. We wear face masks, you know. Here's a reminder now. Stay tuned for your late local news immediately following the game over most of these ABC stations. And then over on ESPN Sports Center, we'll have post-game analysis. And they'll show you the highlights. They'll show you USC going down in flames. They'll show you Wisconsin with the nation's longest winning streak. Let me tell you, who had the LSU might have had the 2nd longest winning streak. Do you remember you guys had it on game day today? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was LSU. I can't remember the number.
I can't either. Sorry, it might be
find that out with my little phone here.
Yeah, exactly. You can check Felica on that phone. Dial it up. You got him on speed dial. He'll know immediately who has the longest win streak. If it's LSU, that's fine. And if they, speaking of winning, Mr. Tressel over there, he's got a great record, obviously. And before he came to there's Beanie.
I'd like to see Beanie standing up with his teams.
But Mr. Tressel had a great record at Youngstown State. And the most impressive number that I found about him, and this is Jim right there now, is when he was over at Youngstown State, he was 2-0 against the Montana Grizzlies.
That's your team.
Never lost to the Grizz. We went out in Missoula and won once in a big semifinal with the Penguins. I should have saved that trivia for when we go to Columbus. We'll probably be going there for a game the way these guys look.
Prior to the snap, false start,
could be on our way.
Number 86. The 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
My buddy Jared Zwick is a quarterback on one of those teams. Young man that you had a chance to meet, was a proud member of the Youngstown State Penguins.
He was one of the Penguins?
Yeah, quarterback for him.
Bob Davey was a Penguin. The old coach, yeah.
That's right.
Sure.
A lot of tradition and history there. And he's just taken that tradition and
won 4 titles there.
Yeah, and now he's creating a whole new kind of tradition in Division 1A.
Here's 3rd down now for the Bucks. So Beckman and the lads are going to take a scout back to Columbus with him, and then you know, players and fans, coaches will probably go to work right away, but players and fans will wait for the polls to come out. That'll be their celebration, and we've got an injured Boilermaker down, and that's Cliff Averill, their fine defensive end, had been a linebacker, and you hate to see him clutch that knee like that. Hopefully it's just a sprain. Boy, that is some Saturday. Well, let's take a look at week 6. Illinois in Champaign. Mendenhall, 193 total yards, looked really good. Ending the nation's longest win streak, beating the number 5 team, Wisconsin. Stanford stunning USC with 48 seconds remaining. The Irish closing in on their first victory, up 20-6, and then South Carolina started off the madness by knocking off the number 8 team, Kentucky. And it's just wild week after week.
Yeah, of course, Stanford stunning USC is the story of the not only the day but the year. But Notre Dame may be able to shake that 0-8 start we've all been clamoring and talking about. They said they had their best week of practice this week. They felt very good about their chances of going out there and knocking off UCLA. That is a UCLA.
UCLA's pretty good now.
Yeah, very athletic on defense. And have a few issues at the quarterback position, but Notre Dame is.
They go home to play Boston College, and then they host USC. And you know, when you think about it, Kirk, this really is 2 subpar performances in a row for USC.
Oh yeah,
we cut them some concessions last week, but 17 penalties, 3 turnovers, wasn't good. You're watching ESPN on ABC.
Anything you buy at the Home Depot could turn into 4 seats to the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl and the NFL Draft. Buy select products and you double your entries. So enter today and see what happens. Only at the Home Depot.
All right, I'm live with Brian Wank, MVP of the Offsite Training Seminar. Brian, how'd you get it done today?
Well, staying awake during the presentation was tough, but Susie had my back, and I was able to track my fantasy players and get some pretty big alerts.
Brian, where do you go from here?
Email me. Oh, room 408. Accounts receivable is having after hours.
All right, back to the studio.
Be an ESPN MVP with Verizon Wireless. Get fantasy tools, instant team and player access, personalized alerts, and more with ESPN MVP. Only from Verizon Wireless.
Good, Aaron. Cow.
Cow!
Yes, sweetie, cow.
Cow!
Paul, where are the burgers?
For breakfast, try Chick-fil-A's tasty chicken biscuits, chicken minis, or breakfast burritos.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Rogue with an intelligent key that never has to leave your pocket. And a hands-free Bluetooth phone system. It's a whole new crossover from Nissan. The all-new Nissan Rogue. Game on.
America can't get enough of Dancing with the Stars live, ABC Monday.
Matt Weiner in New York, the Sports Center Minute powered by Vizio. Stanford pulled off the latest stunner from college football. Savita Pritchard to Mark Bradford on 4th down to end USC's 35-game home win streak. And from baseball, this year won't be next year for the Cubs. They were swept by the Diamondbacks in their National League divisional series. D-backs headed to the NLCS for the first time since 2001. The Cubs will remain without a World Series title for now 99 years and counting.
And Matt, our director, D-Mop, longtime Cub fan, just said to me, wait till next year. And that, I guess,
your slogan.
That's the lament. Yeah, if you're a Cub fan. Jack Brickhouse wasn't the one said anybody can have a bad century. But Jack, if you're listening to me up above, how about 2 bad centuries? Come on. First down and 10 now. And let's check the Buckeye schedule here. The home and the road here, and see what they're up against. What do you make of this? The road game in Penn State and Michigan, 2 tough road games.
First, all of a sudden, the home games, Illinois becomes a very interesting game, but clearly these are the 2 games that everybody wants to see. And if Todd Beckman, I think, is going to hold the key there, his development in the next few weeks will be very significant on whether or not they can go to Happy Valley by then. It's always a tough place to play for Ohio State. It'll be a night game at Happy Valley. And, of course, at the end of the year, Ohio State and Michigan.
Wasn't Jim Tressell's last loss in the Big Ten of the regular season at Penn State that night?
Yep.
Real tough game. Troy and the guys were juniors over there. I remember that setting.
Great setting.
ESPN game.
Yep.
Whiteout. There was a whiteout over there. Great noise. They'll be ready in Happy Valley.
Oh,
they'll want that. And then, of course, you get to the Wolverines. And Tressell's had their number here the last few years. You're going to Ann Arbor now, and that's never easy. Knocked away and incomplete. What a job by this defense. And that is Marcus Freeman. Folks, he's been a standout from the opening whistle. What a game he's played.
You can't say enough about the players' intensity, the way they've been flying around and running to the football. Luke Fickell, co-defensive coordinator, along with here's Jim Haycock. These guys took so much heat after the Florida game about not making adjustments. Boy, they've been determined to kind of throw a different kind of wrinkle or 2 at offenses. And we've seen a lot of that tonight. They've been rushing 3 down linemen, playing 3 linebackers in a nickel look, but they've been creative with how they've gotten pressure tonight on Curtis Painter.
Here's Hartline, and he's going to take it out of bounds at the 35-yard line with the 4:35. And so you know who's going to be second guessed next week, folks? Petey Carroll. The game has passed him by, clearly.
Oh, absolutely.
Nissan Titan is a Strategic Vision Total Quality Award leader. It's also the only truck tough enough to deliver college football's most coveted award. The Heisman, brought to you by the Nissan Titan.
More bars in more places. That's what you can expect from the new AT&T, the largest digital voice and data network in America. So switch to the network you can trust. AT&T, your world delivered.
Are these numbers right? Yes. Do you know what this means? It means we have doubled in the last 6 months. It means we're gonna have to hire more people, move into a bigger space to get those key card things. We'll need to order a lot more wood. What if this continues?
Dave, isn't that kind of the idea?
Citibank Business Banking. Whatever your growing business needs, Citibank's there with guidance and customized solutions to help your business thrive. Come to Citi and let's get it done.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Visit southwest.com. The Nissan Titan, proud presenter of the 2007 Heisman. Verizon Wireless. And Allstate, proud sponsors of college football. Are you in good hands?
The Buckeyes stock soaring here tonight, closing in on their 6th straight win. If the Buckeyes in California don't make it, I'm predicting, Mr. Herb Street, a South Florida and Hawaii BCS championship game.
Oh, that'd be great. It's only fitting for the year that we've had so far.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, for example, The LSU loses now to Florida at home tonight.
If they
lose, I'm sure there's still time in that game. What do you make of Cal's schedule here, Kurt?
Well, we've been talking all year about, wow, can't wait to see Cal and USC, but now you really start to look at UCLA on the road and Arizona State on the road, and of course a rivalry game with the Stanford Cardinal and Jim Harbaugh. So I'll be very, very surprised to see Cal be able to navigate through that entire schedule unscathed.
Sane back in as the running back, and Robbie Schoenhoff, the backup quarterback, the junior from Mason, Ohio. Kirk get a little playing time here, and 3:50 to go.
Yeah, and Cincinnati St. Xavier, player that was given an opportunity to win the starting job in the spring and the summer. But
okay, Buckeye.
Yeah.
4 sisters whose name starts with K. Give me the 4 names.
I have no idea.
Hey, that graphic just came up. 4 sisters.
Oh, really?
The first name starts with a K.
I've got nothing for you. I know he went to St. Xavier.
I thought for sure. Here, find the one of our crack guys, Brian Mobilson or George Hill. One of my crack guys. Mobilson ducked that bowling tournament the other night too, by the way, and he could bowl.
No, he did. Well, we'll have a
left me
whole
out there
new team.
to roll
whole new
gutter
spot.
balls all by myself.
How many gutter balls did you roll, by the way?
Too many.
Well, I told you look so nice with the stripe.
Oh yeah, you know that. It's amazing what you can do with trick photography. Made that one look really good.
You know, I said Cal is going to have a hard time navigating. I think Cal's a great team. I just think they have a tough schedule.
Short of the first down, and here you are. Mo sent you the. So there's the 4 sisters starting with K. You want to read them off to the folks? They're probably watching these
we
gals.
have Kimberly and Kelly and Carrie and Kristen.
That's great.
Very nice stuff. Appreciate that information.
It's good. But it was on a graphic, so I wanted to.
I want to tell you this. He's from a high school that's becoming a national power, Cincinnati St. X.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
They are a powerhouse.
You got some great high school football teams in Ohio. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, you think about Florida, of course, California, Texas, and Ohio's right there in that mix.
Without a doubt, you have Ohio with Cincinnati Elder and Cincinnati St. X, Colerains, great teams.
So when you say to Trussell, how come you missed on this guy? You can't take everybody, can you?
No, I mean, and a lot of the schools from not only the Big Ten, but all over the country come into the state of Ohio to try to take some of the talent out of there.
Sure. Hey, here's a reminder again, folks. I know some of you are waiting for your late local news, and we're going to wrap this up as soon as we can, and over most of these stations. And then ESPN, if you haven't seen any of the highlights of USC going down in flames at the hands of a 40-point underdog, coached by Jim Harbaugh, first year, lost all his quarterbacks, started a young man tonight who had never started a football game on the road. This game was not up at Stanford. I mean, it's just one stunning game after another this year.
When I see these two teams get together and I see the colors and I see the field, I have to go back to 2002 for a great call.
Could be up to the offensive line. No, Prinzel's going to throw for it. Got to get it off. They go for the ball game. Touchdown! Touchdown! Michael Jenkins on 4th and 1. Would you believe it? Holy Buckeye!
What a call!
What a call! And that's our national championship.
Oh,
they don't win the title.
And what was crazy is that he was so conservative that year. But he's thinking short pass and or a run, and Prinzel goes for it all.
4th down.
And your reaction summed up the entire reaction of the college football community.
I was just shocked when he came up firing, and Michael got loose down there. You know, I can still see it down there. And it seemed like we had one great game after another, Kirk, with the Buckeyes.
They held on for dear life. Seemed like every week in the regular season.
They've given us great thrills. I'll never forget For example, the victory when Chris Spielman made, I don't know, 23, 24 tackles against Michigan. Era Parsigan working that game, and Era thought it was the best performance by a middle linebacker that he'd ever seen.
It was 1986.
Yeah.
I remember it well in Columbus. In fact, it might have been the game that Jim Harbaugh guaranteed a victory.
It could have been, now that you think about it. Well, there's a first down. Dan Dierking, the freshman, getting some playing time here in the last minute and a half. And this defense wants this shutout right now. Make no mistake about that. That's always something that you want if you're a defensive coach or player. Lyman drops the ball, and we'll take a look at this. And Trustle's eye on that clock right now. There it was, 1998.
My belief is if Ohio State can maintain the intensity that they played with tonight throughout the rest of the year, I think this football team has the potential to be better than last year's team that went to the national championship because of the defense leading them this year, not the offense with Troy Smith and all the speed. It's the defensive intensity that is kind of the staple of this 2007 edition of Ohio State.
Incomplete. Well, today's Chevrolet players of this game, and we're going to honor a couple of defensive players. Marcus Freeman, 7 tackles, 1 for a loss, broke up a couple of passes. And Anthony Haygood, the converted running back, 11 tackles tonight, 3 for a loss and a sack. And Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, and the Boilermakers need to go in and regroup.
Yes, they do. It's good to give a couple defensive guys.
Yeah,
the MVP,
we always give the quarterback.
Yeah.
You guys, you QBs.
Exactly. It's nice to spread the wealth a little bit. You off to NASCAR tonight or tomorrow?
No, to get this week off, to get to regroup, get ready for the big one. And they're at Talladega tomorrow, though, if you get a chance. That's at High Bank Oval. They got that new car down there that they're worried about. Good chase, bad, tough loss for Tony Stewart last week. He thought he had it won when he gambled in rain delay, and then they brought him back out, and then he crashed. And so, you know, you've got the defender, Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, of course.
Jeff Gordon, one of your favorites, of course. And,
the Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah.
Right?
Clint Boyer is the surprise guy.
He's the 24 car.
Clint Boyer is the... how would I say, the Appalachian State of the chase?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's won one, and he's hanging right in there. It's one of the closest chases.
I'll be dialed in.
Really,
next
really
time you're on.
Yeah, some of the guys are watching. They got these big dishes on their big RVs down there, and they watch a lot of football the night before the race. And then when we had rain down there, you go in to try to interview them, and they were watching the NFL. These big dishes. And so it's at 1 o'clock, and the Boilermakers trying to get on the board before this is over. That's young Durkee looking pretty good.
Durkee's getting a chance to step in there with Jason Taylor, who's been knocked out earlier this year, and he's in there typically to try to spell Corey Sheets. Late in the game, getting a few opportunities. Now it's going to come down, does Ohio State get the shutout or not?
Final minute now. Let's see if the defense can get it. Grabbed at the 2-yard line by Greg Orton. Gives the Boilermakers a scoring opportunity here.
What a catch, and this would have been nice for the Boilermakers to see some of this earlier in the game. The ball was thrown low, just where it had to be, and Greg Orton, 6'3", about 195 pounds, goes down low with a long reach.
Throwing for it, Kirk. Deflected. Incomplete. Almost intercept. The big mitts were up there.
I was going to say, the ball goes into the air. 72 Larimore. Oh my gosh, his life flashed before him. He's usually in there with the hog mollies. Hayward gets a hand on it. Then it's a fight there for the big lineman. Larimore had his hands on it. It was going to be an interception.
He's in Indiana land. Yeah. Maryville, Indiana. Okay, here we go now.
Gloves and it's
2nd down and goal. The freshman Durkin, he's the running back. For the end zone, battling away for the touchdown. Let's see, it still hasn't been signaled yet. You know who was in the middle of it was Hayward. Look at where they spot it.
Hayward
Hayward
lowered the boom on Durkin.
You told me you were a good-looking youngster out of.
Oh, he's going to be a superstar for Ohio State.
I really liked his daddy.
Yeah. You don't see true. Oh, wow. He lowered the boom there.
They bent him back, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, for a second at that angle, it looked like they were going to get it in here. Let me see.
It looked like he might have crossed the plane. Maybe that's his head.
Oh, that's the helmet. That's his helmet and his head. That was
right there. His whole body's in there. That's a touchdown.
He got
He's in the end zone. Wow, it's a touchdown.
And they wind it.
I'm sure the boys will stop this one. They're
Throw
going to stop that. The booth probably saw that last shot that we gave them. Evidently not. That was a touchdown for Purdue.
Here we go now. Painter's going to throw. Touchdown. Boilermakers make sure that they score this time. And Curtis Painter.
Brent, after the last call where they didn't get the opportunity to score, even though they did, it's interesting because Keller took 2 defenders with him. Very easy touchdown that time for Curtis Painter to throw to his man.
There we see now with Chris Summers tacking on the extra point. So with 10 seconds to go, Boilermakers prevent a shutout for Joe Tiller. But Laurinaitis and the rest of the Buckeye defenders with a terrific effort.
Talked about going back to the drawing board, see the frustration on that Ohio State defense as well as they played. There's Hayward. Good look at him.
He barked just like his daddy, giving up that touchdown.
I know.
Yep.
Frustrating. You said about Purdue kind of regrouping. I'm sure Ohio State is going to look at their film and say it's a big win. We look great. There's plenty here for Jim Tressel to dissect with his staff. Make sure Ohio State's ready to go. Not to get too full of themselves, because in Columbus, in the state of Ohio, they're going to get a lot of notoriety for moving up in the polls.
Yeah. 3 seems a certainty, and we'll see about above that. Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring.
Summers to kick off.
You can figure this out, huh? There's the onside kick down. And Buckeyes will end it right there, go to 6-0, undefeated in the conference. So that's one of the big stories of the day in the Big Ten. The other one, of course, is Illinois, ending Wisconsin's winning streak. Well, it's time to go. It's time to go, buddy. I was taking a knee.
Oh, man. Let me just show here. He's got to load his bag up here and get this stuff ready to go.
You got to pack that thing into the binocular. They hold the elevator for only. Oh, I forgot. We got to do a news hit for the boys, don't we?
We're going live. News.
Oh, mercy. So congratulations to Jim Tressel and Ohio State. And Joe's over there telling him what a good team that is. No question about that. Go to 6-0. And let's check in with Lisa.
Thanks a lot, Brent. Coach Tressel, this was a Purdue offense that was averaging 45 points a game. How was your defense able to just dominate so thoroughly?
Our defense really prepares hard. Got kids that are tough kids that they run to the ball and they play great team defense. Jim Haycock and Luke Fickle and the staff do a great job preparing them, and that's a good night for us.
Now, I know you're working on this game and worrying about this game, but at what point during this game, when you had things under control, did you hear that USC had lost?
You know what? I just heard it just this second.
You're kidding.
I just heard it just this second.
Because it was rumbling through your sidelines.
Well, I was working.
Now, I know you've said that you don't care about rankings, especially in October, but a lot's going to be said back in Columbus about you guys possibly being up as high as number 2. What will you say to your guys?
We'll say, let's watch the film and see where we can get better.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Lisa.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Brent.
Spoken like a winner. You take them one at a time if you're a coach or a player. If you're a broadcaster or a fan, oh, yeah, you look way down to January. You don't wait on that stuff. We don't play them one at a time. We play them a half dozen at a time. 23-7. Buckeyes have done it again. They stay unbeaten. Next Saturday, tune in at 3 Eastern for regional college football action, including Wisconsin and Penn State. Check your local listings for the game in your area. For Lisa Salters and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brent Musburger. Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC. So long, everybody.
This has been a special presentation of ESPN on ABC.